The wires are pulling. Yeah, no problem. Like about this.
The only thing I don't like about StreamYard is when you're live in on YouTube itself, you can see how many people are viewing and stuff like that, and I can't see that on StreamYard. So I can see comments that come up.
Glenn, you should be able to see it.
Oh yeah, I can. So hello, the person that's joined us.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Come on. I'm struggling because I put my cell phone into charge to make sure.
Okay. Hi, Mickey.
Okay, sort of less. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
So what you all been up? I'm desperate for sleep. I'm so tired. So this was the tank that was absolutely stuffed full of hornwort, and it had, is it seachem fluorite sand in the bottom, like a terracotta color, and Rob's commented, and just done my head in, so I'll give it a mini scape. But I did buy some. I had no fish in the shrimp room, but I did buy some endlers to take control of the seed shrimp populations if they got out of control in any of my shrimp tanks, and then put them back. And I thought they were all male, and I ended up with one female. So now I'm going to end up with 1 million just endlers. So, but I'm
right.
them.
Mike, right. Keeping Fish says, is that a vision tank? Behind you.
Here on mine? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We've got
vision, yeah. Is that the one
we got Gilbert the Oscar right there.
No, that's a 450.
Yeah, that's a 450 Jewel Vision. It's a bow front for the people that don't know. It has Gilbert the Oscar, and then there's let's see, there's 5 different there's 5 catfish in it, and 1 sunshine pleco. The catfish are 2 Raphaels, 2 striped ones, 2 dotted Raphaels, and 1 jaguar cat.
Yeah, the Raphaels, were they known as Doras? Are they the squeaky ones, the Raphaels, when you take them?
Yeah. They're the they're the talking catfish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the
they do that. Yeah.
Down the side of them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They rub their things here on the sides, and when you catch them, they will go like.
I've got quiet, guys. It's because football's on, so don't think I'm being rude. Just shout, Rob.
No problem, Rib.
Get up.
And the jaguar catfish, he actually makes a weird sound. He goes like especially when the other fish are bothering him. And then at night you can really hear the and it's a catfish doing that.
Have you ever heard of sparkling gourami?
Oh yeah.
No, not in real life, but I know that they also make a like this how do you say it again in English?
A clicking sound.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is it also that loud that you can really pick it up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like that about fish, like special little traits of them, you know?
Jeff's just...
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Jeff's just sent me a message. What's Jeff saying?
You got Peter?
Let me just message Jeff back. 2 seconds, guys.
Yeah, take your time, Glenn, no problem.
Yeah, I'm watching football, mate. We're getting beat 1-0, so I'm not best pleased.
Come on, man.
Sloppy
Come on,
goal,
guys.
We gave the ball away as well.
That's so frustrating when that happens. I really start shouting at my TV then. Oh, thanks, Rob. See football fans immediately. Ooh, football. Come on, Hull.
We're playing shit.
Those are the annoying days, you know.
We gave the ball away in midfield. No last man, so the guy was free on goal.
Really? Oh, I hate it when that. Yeah. Hey, you shoot.
Yeah.
The yappers are at it again.
They shoot.
Yeah, it means stop it. It's good. It's all right, you know. Like Max, Gummy, up.
Shoot. He shoots. Shoots as in stop.
Goed means it's good. It's all good. Stop
Okay.
it. You know, it's good. It's okay. It's it's enough now. In that way.
Yeah.
Well, you're pretty good with understanding Flemish and German. You.
Little bits, but
yeah, you're used to hearing it probably too.
Short sentences, short words. I can take in all day long, but if I have to put them words together, no.
Yeah. It's like when you start to understand a language that you can pick up some words and that you know, like, that's that, and
you almost decipher it in a way.
Exactly, and that's why they say that learning a language is a question of repetition. The more that you will hear something, the better that you will remember it. Hello, Jeff. Say, guys, how do I keep an eye on the chat? Do I put it just on the TV?
You can't.
That's the way I do it, mate. That's the way I do it, mate.
Is it then comments?
But you don't see him full time.
Oh yes, I can see it.
See what I mean?
Yeah. What Rib does, Rib he logs in to his own channel.
Yeah.
And watches the live on another screen with the volume
exactly.
down.
Yeah, so that was what I was thinking to do too.
But if I click on that one as an example, you should see a pop-up on the screen of Jeff, but I keep forgetting to pop them up.
Hi, Jeff. Welcome in, sir.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, right. #Rib.
Yes, Rib. Changed his name to Rib, yeah.
And the language that I speak, right, it's Dutch. Just give me a second, guys. I'm gonna put on the chat on the TV like that. It's easier for me to follow everything.
Yeah, it's easier for you. All right.
Last time I set up my laptop, that's why I'm struggling this time, because I didn't think about it.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the best on a smartphone. I need to get myself a nice Mac.
Yeah. Can't you claim it on the end of the year taxes?
If I've got enough money to buy one, 100%.
Yeah.
So Mrs. has been poorly since she's come back.
A lot of people do it. The old end of the tax year, and then they're like, "Oh, I need new this and new that. I'll put it on the tax return."
Oh yeah, you have to spend all your corporate money before the tax man gets it.
Is that for your invoices and your
tax returns?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need to spend money because you're a business and.
Yeah, my problem was instead of spending money that I'd got at the end of the tax year, I spend it all through the year. So at the end of the tax year, I got no money.
Well, nobody said you couldn't do that neither. You know, too bad. Thank you very much, Jeff. So, how was your day, guys? What did you guys do?
I fell asleep, mate. I fell asleep not long after you. I went live for about 40 minutes, and I was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm off to sleep. Even though I've been asleep, I was like, I'm just going to sleep.
Yeah, when I just went to bed, I've seen that you popped up online.
I was like, back to sleep.
I took the wife shopping, sat in the car, edited some footage in the car, came back, tested out the new wok to make sure I'd seasoned it properly. So we had a new wok, and it was silver when I started seasoning it. It was black when I finished seasoning it. So we tested that out, and I did sesame chicken, noodles, and veg.
Ooh, sounds good. Sesame chicken.
And it's still stuck. My seasoning wasn't as good as it should have been.
Ooh, you're perfectionist, aren't you?
A bit of it stuck. I'll just scour it and re-season it. It's just burning a coating of polymers on really hot of oil, so the oil solidifies. That's all it is. But yeah, it was. And then what else have I done? Fed the shrimp. Haven't fed the frogs. Watched some TV.
You had a pretty chill day then.
Yeah, I had a couple of orders to pack. That's it. That's all I've done.
Nice. That's good.
I've been sitting there contemplating things. So, do I do this? Shall I do that? Do I order this in? Shall I try this? Shall I do that? That type of contemplation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I still didn't make any decision.
Jeff said, Glenn, Jeff said, when you get chance to ring him after the stream.
Yeah.
Only if you're nice, Jeff.
I will do, yeah.
Rai said, haven't fed the frogs.
Ribbit.
I haven't fed the frogs.
Why don't you ribbit like I would?
If I keep feeding,
do you know if I had frogs, Glenn? I'd ribbit. Being me, I'd ribbit.
Hey, I tell you what I have done. I found an absolutely brilliant way of getting rid of lots of what are they called? Not snails, limpets in one go. I've invented a limpet killer.
You see what I've got, Glenn? What come from bloody Aquatic?
Limpet.
No, fucking bladder snail sausage.
They were treated.
Now.
Don't worry about baby bladder snails. They're usually food for fish and other water creatures.
They're even tasty when they're crushed.
No idea. Maybe the baby.
Do you want to see my limpet destroyer?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I want to see it or not. What's that?
Comes in screen with a little tube.
It's an uplift tube with a pair of forceps between it, and you literally just roll it across the glass.
Oh yeah.
And all your limpets are gone in one foul swoop.
Ooh, that's a good idea behind of it.
And I hate limpets. I've got them in a lot of my tanks. I've even got them in the discus tank, but I'm keeping them at a minimum.
And it works.
And now I'm just at the point where I just think it's part of an ecosystem. If it wasn't meant to be, they wouldn't be there, would they?
Yeah, but they're horrible. Exactly. They're bloody ugly. So I'm going to...
It's all about maintaining, Glenn.
I can see a few on my... what do you call it? Bloodshot tank. So
mini Ramzon. No, one was a mini Ramzon little fucking thing, and one was a bladder snail.
So yeah, I'm going to call it the limpet roller.
The limpet roller.
Limper roll.
The limper roll. It's an efficient yet, logic name.
It does what it says on the tin.
Oh, yeah, you.
My limpet roller.
Get it 3D printed?
I tell you what, it would work, you know. And then you shrimp just eat the dead limpets, the flat limpets, limpets.
It's all right, guys. In about 30 minutes, I'll be able to see what the chat's saying, because at the moment I've got the soccer on.
Football.
I've just
Soccer.
spotted something. I've just spotted something that's a rare sign in here,
Great.
and it's 3 of the red frogs out at the same time.
Ooh.
Friday the 13th, 666. 2 3 to 6 times 3 6 6 6
And my
6.
nut zapper's working.
Is that napper?
Was that napper? Yeah.
Biddy rib. Hashtag biddy rib.
Hashtag
Mini
rib.
See, Rob should sponsor a frog tank. Ribbit.
Exactly. The ribbit tank.
The ribbit.
I
tank,
ribbed it.
I'm just currently doing water changes on the discus tank. I've got rid of all that poop. I've
Used as a condom. He used his rib.
I've added more botanical pots. If you listen quietly, you'll hear it. Listen. You hear it? That was the ribbit ass.
I can. Do you reckon Rob uses ribbed condoms?
Biddy rib ribbed. I'm never gonna let it go. I'm never get rid of it. I'm never gonna shift it now, am I?
Nah.
Shift what?
Nope.
Rib.
It's here to stay, you know.
Sweet Acres
I
is to
told
blame
you.
for it because she called me rib by accident, and then Mike Houston Houston local started calling me hashtag rib, and then Mike was the asshole instigator.
The arsehole instigator.
The time will come. The time will come. I shall sit back.
And be biddy rib.
Revenge is a dick best served cold.
Revenge of the
So
rib.
that limpet roller was invented yesterday while Paul was here. Paul came to pick up his auction lot, and hi Paul, and we invented it, and Paul tried it last night and said definitely worked. Hi Kim.
Welcome in, guys.
Hi honey. Hi Paul. Welcome.
Somebody's called Tom now.
Hello.
Hi
Kim.
Tom.
Hello, yeah. Hello, yeah.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so German. Hallo, ja.
Ich should have called him Jeff.
Ich habe 2 Schwester, ich habe einen Bruder, ja?
Ja, ich habe keine Schwester, oder keinen Bruder.
2 Schwester, 2.
Hi Martin.
2 Schwestern, das ist sehr gut.
Ja. Und Bruder.
Und einen Bruder?
Ja.
See, that's Germanic languages are so close to English. I know what Rob says, and I can't speak any Germanic language.
It is, yes. For English, it was a big part of the origin of English, together with a little bit more of French in it, and then you get English, by the way.
Germanic, yeah.
Yeah, it's a mix of Germanic English, and you use a little bit of French in there too, like that. You can hear that you guys have your origin.
Most of my DNA or my heritage was Germanic.
Yeah, Anglo-Saxon. The Angles and the Saxons came from current Germany.
Yeah, Northern Germany up into Denmark, Finland.
Yeah,
there's a clip on Only Fools and Horses where the Trotter brothers are in France, and the one of them says, "Oh, it's funny that," he says, that we use a lot of words. The French use a lot of English words, and he says, "No, the French words." And he says, "I wonder what the French is for duck à l'orange."
Yeah.
And the brother says, "Canard."
Yeah.
And he says, "Yeah, I know it is," meaning fucking hard.
Fucking hard.
That's a good one. Yeah, in French it's canard. Canard is a duck. Canard à l'orange.
Canard
À l'orange. L'orange.
à l'orange.
He says it's the word for duck. He says, "Well, what's the word for à l'orange?" He went, "À l'orange." He says, "What they say it in English."
Uno San Miguel, por favor, señor.
Sí. Y una hamburguesa, por favor.
Sí, sí.
So therefore, yeah.
Yeah, it is, but that's because English is the most modern language that there is, so that means that it was the latest to develop. And that's why you guys use a lot of Germanic and French-based words.
Always liked the bloody party, us.
Add into that a twist of Latin and rum, a twist of Rome.
The twist of rum?
Rome?
Yeah, the Romans have a lot to play with in the English language, if you look at a lot of words.
It is, exactly. And then you guys had, they had the Angles and the Saxons that came over. Then afterwards, you guys had the Britons that came over. You see, like from Bretagne, the French. What did I mean? You know?
Yeah.
That's why you guys are called Britain too. It comes from Bretagne.
Yeah, because the Great Kingdom called Great Brittany.
Exactly. That's how I say it in Flemish. Groot-Brittannië, Great Brittany, and in French it's Grande-Bretagne. Great Britain, Grand Bretagne, but Bretagne is also a region in France.
Ah, right, okay. Interesting.
And that's where it comes from.
Oh dear. So has anybody had any spooky happenings then on Friday the 13th?
Yeah, my team are getting beat.
That's not spooky, that's normal.
Today is usually Jason's day, you know, so he's out at that camp of his and targeting little teenagers. He just needs to be careful that he doesn't drown again.
We couldn't get
his mom is gonna kill.
Guys, we couldn't get Jason on, so we had to get Mike Myers.
Exactly. You see, Jason is busy tonight. That's why you got Mike Myers. I still work on a discount until it's Halloween. There you pay full price for me.
If you didn't already know, Mike Myers is actually from Belgium.
Yeah, it is.
Give his channel. Has anyone put Mike's channel in? Did Jeff put your channel in, Mike?
Channel.
Oh yeah, Jeff. If you want to put my channel in, thank you.
Please, Mr. Jeff.
Thank you. Oh, hello. It's so nice to see you. Oh, hello.
How are you doing, honey?
How you doing, honey? How you doing?
Jeff Rise asked a question. Have you been to DEF CON before, Mike?
You've been to DEF CON before, Mike?
Fuck, it's 2-0. Bastard cunting wanking shit. See this asshole here? Him? Fucking yeah. I'll fucking bang him, man. Fucking.
Yeah.
Sheffield United playing.
Oh, Yorkshire team against the Yorkshire team?
East against South, yes.
Is that classed as a derby?
It is now, yes. Now East Yorkshire's official. East Yorkshire never used to exist. It used to be Humberside.
Oh, of course,
it's now East Yorkshire, East Lincolnshire.
Isn't it the East Riding of Yorkshire or something?
Yeah.
Where does the riding bit come from? An area?
All around Hull. no matter which direction you go in Hull, every road or path has a mountain place for a horse.
Yeah. And that's why it's called riding.
Yeah, Easter riding,
It was nothing to do with being full of sexual deviance. And
it was actually, the stones are positioned by apparently there was done before then it was done by Vikings. Use as markers around the perimeter, around the Kingstown of Hull, before it became Kingston upon Hull. I don't know how true it is.
Hull, yeah.
But they've not found many Viking. The only thing they found was a Viking ship in the River Ouse.
We not far from us. They found it wasn't Viking, it was Saxon. So some metal detectors were on a farmer's field, and they found the Saxon hoard, and it was loads of Saxon gold sort of buried in like a blanket. I think what happens is there's like it belongs to the crown. So ultimately, any precious metals you find belong to the crown, but you get like a finder's fee, and I think the finder's fee was shared between the farmer and the finder. So the farmer, because it was his land, and it had like although he'd got fields, it had like a mobile home site. He had one of those, and all of a sudden, I used to drive past it to work every day. And within sort of 6 to 12 months later, he'd built this mansion on the front of this caravan park. The farmer. But it was bought. It was given back. It was bought by, I don't know, British Museum or whoever, and then it was given back to Staffordshire for Staffordshire to put on display.
Nice. So Anglo-Saxon, that means that it's older than even the Vikings, that hoard that they found.
Well, Tamworth, the town where I live, is a Saxon. So Britain used to be divided.
Here he goes. I'm off to sleep for 5 minutes.
Britain used to be divided into kingdoms, and the town where I live used to be the capital of the Kingdom of Mercia.
Oh yeah. Like you hear in Vikings and stuff, Mercia and Northumberland.
Yeah, Mercia. Yeah, Northumberland was a kingdom as well. But yeah, the Kingdom of Mercia.
Hull, where I live, used to be part of Northumberland as well.
Yeah.
But,
it was classed as all Northumberland. It was classed as all Northumberland. The all North.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm a real history buff and geek. So when it goes about history, I'm listening.
I think there was a king and a queen, and she was more known for her prowess in battle than he was.
Glenn,
and
Jeff says, I think I know why your payment tip is not working, Glenn, because you did not make Stream Elements a mod.
Probably, yeah. Could be. Yeah, probably. That's good.
You think it would work if you put Stream Elements on the mod?
I'll have to make him a mod.
I've not thought about that, you know. It doesn't ever come in my chat. Rarely comes in my chat, lads. Fish Fan Link's always there. I love Fish Fan
Stream Elements do. So what I've got 3 or 4 timers. One of them says, don't forget to, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And one says, I can't remember what, there's 3 of them. 2 of them work and 1 of them doesn't. And the third one is, if you want to support the channel, click this link type thing. But it's never worked. It's never worked.
Are you maybe limited in the amount of messages that you can make pop up?
I don't think so. I think you're limited. I think you're limited by time, and you have to sort of set up. You have to set some things up where there's a timer on chat lines, so they won't pop up unless so much time has passed or so many chat lines
It's because Stream Elements cannot drop any links unless it's a moderator.
Yeah,
Oh, like that.
and it's a link.
So the link to your PayPal account or your bank account or whatever hell you are getting tipped won't work until it's a mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, until it's more. Yeah, I
So
see. Yeah.
everything else works except that. But yeah, absolutely, I haven't made it a mod, which makes absolute sense. Absolute sense. I've just spotted some pink ram's horns. Got good sent you, Rob.
Is that one there in the back that we can see?
That dot I'm looking at.
Yeah.
There's one here.
Yeah, exactly. That's the dot that I was talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one on the rock here. There's one on the rock here.
I regularly see like baby little ram's horns in my snakeheads tank, but they never seem to survive. Like I just see tiny little babies and never any adults.
What fish have you got?
Snakehead. Jaws lives there. And because he doesn't need Malaysian trumpet snails. Sometimes he tries to chew on them, but he spits them out.
Way tougher shell compared to a ramshorn. A ramshorn can pop, and there's just so much more guts.
Oh man, what did I do now?
I can send you some tablets, but I can send you some tablets in the post. Might get stopped by customs.
Guys, I pushed
actually
something.
look like they've got bits of MDMA in them. Where have I put them?
Glenn, Mike's froze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pushed something. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
But I can see you in here, but you're not moving.
Yeah.
Step out of the chat and step back in. Leave the chat and come. Leave the stream and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you back in.
No, now I'm creating a live stream myself. Oh my god, I feel like Jeff. That's gonna show me right for all his making fun of Jeff and he's cocking up. You know, now I'm doing the same thing.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, Rib's got it mastered. And the problem is I can't make it a mod here.
Here comes another just like the other. Here comes another just like the other.
Oh my god.
My name's Jeff.
Rib.
Go on, man. Get up it. Get over it, guys.
Now that's gonna stick. That he's sticky Rib.
Stinky Rib. Biddy Mac Stinky Rib. Yeah, Rib.
Do you remember the Mac Rib?
I do, yeah.
Oh, here it is. Sorry, I've let's let him back in. There you
Hey
go.
guys, I'm back. Sorry.
You missed me dropping my guts.
There you
Yeah,
go.
no.
We were at Rib was finally and we called him Steve Rib or Steve Rib.
You're breaking up, Glenn.
Is it me?
No, it's me.
No, Glenn was the you know that. Sometimes it happens. It's the internet.
Was it me, Rob? Rib.
I don't know. It might be the internet, maybe. I don't know.
Rib. Burns Optimus Prime. Crossed with a wasp. Has my audio gone crazy?
Now and again, yeah.
It's probably mine.
No, it'll if they can hear mine waspy.
You're breaking up, but Mike's. You're breaking up, Glenn, but Mike's not. If that makes sense. Sometimes it's just a case of. I mean, I'm running on a TP link, but even though I run on a TP link, if my kids are here and one of them's gaming and then one of them's streaming Netflix on a phone or a tablet, God, it changes my internet like that.
It just slows everything down.
But while there's nobody else on, man's super fast. I get 1 gig speeds. But sometimes I think it's too fast for its own self, my internet.
Man, now I've got double sound and I can't find it to mute myself.
Right, says you sounded like a robot on a wasp combined you. Yeah, Glenn.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I'd normally when I move from the house to the garage, my phone normally disconnects from the house and connects to the garage, but it hadn't.
Still doing it.
Still bad?
It's like Greg said, because he's coming from one to the other connection.
Possibly.
Optimistic Prime or Bumblebee.
Let's try this one. Let's try another one.
Man's
what it probably
is,
my son's probably decided he wants to play FIFA.
Yep. Ben, if you're listening, get off FIFA now or I'll smash your face in. It's Uncle Rob, by the way, and if you don't get off it, you might go in your pocket money, you little shit. Right. Discus tank water change done. Oh, Glenn, where you gone? Looks like it's just up. Oh, what's going on? I've lost all control. Where's everybody gone? Oh dear man, it's just me. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, Mike is gone. Oh no. Oh, come back, man.
How's that?
Well, yeah, but you got rid of Mike as well.
It kicked me off.
I think it does it on purpose, just so you buy it.
I'm actually
I was all alone. I was all alone on Friday the 13th. Do you know how bad that is?
I'm actually on 5G.
Oh, you guys have that already?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here they're doing the fiber thing, but they didn't got around to my place yet.
There's a pole right outside my house, but I don't really care if it means I can get 5G. I couldn't care less.
What do I need to do because I hear myself double?
You've got your have you got your volume on the TV?
No, it's just double on the phone.
Go out and come back in.
I speak and I hear myself.
2 seconds. I know. Bear with me.
Oh, no problem, Glenn. I thought it was I again.
We don't hate to you, but you do. I've had it happen to me when I've been on a stream.
How's that? Is that
but do you guys hear me double or not?
No, I don't hear you double.
Oh, now it's done. I think Glenn must have fixed that.
Do you know what it was, Rob? It was
Go on.
still backstage, so he'd left and come back, but it hadn't disconnected. So he was actually connected twice.
Twice, yeah, in the background.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Glenn.
Right,
Yeah, there it really shows that I'm really new to all this.
It takes some getting used to, mate. But once you've done it a few, it's good that the mistakes happen. It makes you like next time it happens, you make basically you've got basically double tabs. So you're on one tab and the tab in the background is still playing as well.
I'm more
I
worried
had
about
that
how
last
much of
time
my
happening
data
to
I'm
me
going to
too,
use.
that I run double taps.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about how much data I'm going to use on 5G because I haven't got unlimited.
Oh, and isn't it worth the while for you, Glenn, since you're a pro also, and you've got a lot of people using internet at your place, to upgrade to unlimited? Like put it on a profile, on a professional type of deal.
We've got a family pack.
The only thing I could probably do is have another line put into the house for a completely separate internet connection. But it's an to be honest, if my son's not playing FIFA, it's not a problem. Hi, Kim.
Hello.
If my son's not playing FIFA, it's not a problem.
Yeah, but gaming, and especially when it's online, that takes a lot of power, you know, because it's really fast and it takes a lot of internet.
It takes a lot of bit rate. That's what it does.
Exactly that one.
It was saying to me last night. He says my ping keeps jumping from 20 to 1,600, and I said to him, I says, explain to me what ping is. And he went, no, well, you tell me. I said, no, you're telling me that your ping is the problem. Explain to me what a ping is. And he went, well, you're going to have to show me because I'm not sure, but I know it's that. And I said, what ping is? I says, what ping is? And I logged onto my PC and I set up a couple of ping traces. I said, all it's doing, it's sending packages of information back out, and it's how that's coming back. I says, what you've got to think about with FIFA is you're connected to a server, and when you move your player, it's actually moving on the server. I said, and it uses loads of power. It's nothing to do with your ping. It might be their end taking too long to send back to you. He said,
that could be, and especially if there's a lot of people on a gaming server, because then it tends to go slow.
He said, I need to, everything I've read says that if you run a cable to the back of your Xbox, that fixes the problem.
Hardwired.
Yeah, exactly. I always prefer that when playing games.
How are you going to run a cable from the router?
By running a TP link into one of the sockets and then running the bandwidth through the copper cable.
He said, well, can't you drill a hole in the ceiling there? And I went, no.
Well, you could.
That's a possibility.
I had a friend, and when he first
connection plugs.
Yep.
My name's Jeff.
Is Jeff still there? Yeah, I think he is.
Yep.
Here for your
Ryan's still alongside.
As soon as this football thing, I'm in the 85th minute, so 5 minutes, and I can see chat fully.
Hello, Mickey. Nice to see you again, buddy.
Yo, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey. Who sung it, Rob?
Yeah. I'll let Mike come to this one. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Oh, what you do, Mickey, do? Oh, what you do, Mickey?
Rob is on a roll.
My theme tune. Hi, Gord.
Hello, Red.
Name the theme tune, sing the theme tune. You all right back there, Glenn?
Tony
Sound like
Basil.
you're taking a dump.
Yeah, I'm leaning forward, squeezing
You're
my
like,
nice.
all I can hear is.
This is the one where you've had codeine, and you go in, and then after you've done the business, you shout, "I have released the demon."
So my plants came in today. Yay.
What plants did you? I can't remember what plants you had, Mickey. If you had any crypts or valises,
Right, that's it. I've done with football. I'm turning football off and I haven't even finished. Absolutely.
Sometimes
I'm going on my second account. I'm going on my banner account so I can see chat.
Your burner account.
Yeah. Well, it's not much banner because its name is Robert Brooke. So I should change it to Basil Fawlty.
Mickey was one of the worst hits of the Aces.
Oh,
I
here we are.
listened.
Got you up on TV.
See, Mr. Myers can smell what you've dropped. Robbie was coughing his guts up then.
Yeah. It's that pungent that we even have it coming into Belgium right now.
Belgium, yeah.
Good evening,
We're gonna go DEFCON 5.
It must
Right,
be coming down.
now.
You must have a copper cable connection.
How are we all in chat?
Just a second, guys. I'm gonna take my medication for my stomach. That's why I'm always coughing like that. I'll be right back.
Mickey says boots, massive crypt with the biggest roots I've ever seen. Nubius. Yeah, there's some roots on them. I had to chop the roots in half to get the plants planted.
I've got one Cryptocarine lutea left, and I'm really tempted to plant it in my Iwagumi.
It looks lovely.
Just as an accent plant. So these were some of the Val, and I've had a few bits of meltdown, but not massive amounts. There's a few bits come away, and some of the tips have started to melt back, but they seem to be doing fine. With my little mutt endless having a bit of a scrap, and a load of babies that I wasn't expecting because I didn't realise there was I bought 5 and I think they gave me 6, and one of them was a bloody female that's been battered to death.
Hello. Aggression in your tank.
Pardon?
Aggression in your tank while breathing.
Off the endless.
Welcome in,
I'll end up with bloody millions of them.
Yeah.
I need to separate them, really.
Like, if you can make your heart hard enough, turn it into a stone as a way of speech, you can always feed those babies to other fish.
I don't have other fish.
Okay, yeah, okay. I can see where that's going to be problematic.
I do actually. I could probably put them in the with the apistos, but I think they might be a little bit big for the apistos. I'd have to catch them small.
Yeah, exactly. If they're small enough, your apistos will definitely annihilate those. Or else, Glenn, it's always the perfect time to get an Oscar. Yesterday,
my missus, we used to have this Oscar. We lived in lived in this high-rise block of flats in Birmingham.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
yeah.
A shit
and we had this. Oh, it was where all the riots used to happen. But
it's a shit show.
we had this tiger Oscar, full size adults that absolutely hated my wife. And every time she'd go anywhere near the tank, it would try and break through the glass. It had a flat head like a pug because it had hit the glass that hard. Absolutely hated my wife.
Yeah. My Oscar is all right with me and Kim, but he's very towards the kids because they feed him the least. But mine is not really aggressive or something. Like he will just come and show off a little bit, turn a little bit pale, make himself big.
Make himself big, puff up his chest like.
So what did you finally do with him with the Oscars then?
We moved him on. It's years ago. Oh, 30 years maybe, 35 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see. Yeah.
I've just got pictures of your Oscar puffing himself up, going, "What did you say?"
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they do, Yeah. And I also love it because you can see the door right there. That's the kitchen. Yeah. So as you can see, the corner of the tank is really like on the corner of the door. So each time that we pass by, he can look at us when we're standing in the kitchen, and he keeps an eye on us.
Yeah, seeing what you're cooking. What's he getting for dinner?
Or what we're doing, or the movement. It interests him, and that's like his favorite little corner where he is right there. He's always hanging out there, keeping an eye on everything. Sometimes I'm even thinking that he can see the reflection of the TV or the light, because sometimes I see that he's trying to look for it. It's getting his attention. Am I talking to myself again? Not again.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're there, Rib.
Hello?
I'm trying to...
My beady Rib.
That might be too big. So,
Beady Rib.
There we go.
What are you doing, Glenn?
It's mine.
Yeah.
I'm smash your son's head in, Glenn.
Oh, it's mine. Trying to put comments on the screen very slowly.
Yeah.
I'm not even on Wi-Fi.
Maybe your Wi-Fi fell out for a little second there. Mine does that a lot. Like it loses connection and it jumps back on.
For a change, it's not me.
I'm on mobile connection, not Wi-Fi.
Fish easy.
Your crypts are already starting to take off, Rob. I can see the difference.
Yeah,
they're starting to take off in a couple of months. Boom.
Yeah, it's going to look like a jungle paradise.
It is. Your fish are gonna love it because they will be able to hide in between the plants and stuff. They really love it. Also to forage for food.
It's quite false looking on screen because what you don't see behind is a big space behind that wood to swim and hide and.
Yep, it is. Yep.
All the root woods, all inside. You can go. Fish could actually go in there.
Yeah, weren't your bristle noses already breeding inside it?
Well, they've been showing signs, but I don't see no trapping yet. So I think it'll take a pleco cave for them to get going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that could be possible.
If they're anything
and otherwise, if you don't want.
Hi, Gunter.
Say again, Glenn.
Hi, Gunter.
Say that in English.
Hi, Gunter. Glenn. Welcome, buddy.
I'm gonna go. I'll be back in a sec, guys. I'm just gonna go and see if he's on the Wi-Fi and then kick his ass.
Yeah, and smash his head in, get him off. He don't pay enough board.
Somebody's gonna get shouted at.
Definitely, I want to wear it. You should have took him 8 week length. That'd have made some interesting hearing, wouldn't it? Sorry, guys, I'm just wiping. I've just polished my glass. Gunter Suarez. Wow, that's what they were saying. Hi, Gunter. Yeah, Gunter, yeah.
Yeah, that's why we were saying hi. Yeah. But Suarez is like a Spanish or Portuguese or Latin American last name.
Yes.
Maybe Argentinian in combination with Gunter, because there's a lot of Germans.
Gunter, yeah. A lot of Germans in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Gunter, yeah.
Ah.
He's playing Fortnite.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that game. I don't know what it's about.
It.
Isn't it a shooting game?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not even on Wi-Fi. I'm on mobile data.
Yeah. They put you on your mobile thing. It's because, it's maybe because there's too much streaming going on, or otherwise your Wi-Fi just fell out for a little while, like they're doing updates or something. I've got that happening quite a lot to me.
I've took myself off the Wi-Fi and gone onto my mobile data.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
On my cell phone.
Oh, it's Venezuelan. Venezuelan. It is a German name, but living in Germany, weird mix. It's Venezuelan.
Ah, Venezuela. I got friends from Venezuela. Gunter.
One of the richest countries in the world.
But German name, living in Germany.
Ah, ja.
Ja, see, Gunter lives.
Ja.
Gunter kann Deutsch sprechen.
Ja.
Ja, jawohl.
Ja.
Hi, Gunter. You live right next to me. I'm from Belgium. Those useless guys next to you. That's us.
Stream, what's Jeff on about? Stream Elements mentioned that you should be modded. It's out of my hands.
Stream Elements have mentioned that you should be modded. Yeah, I know what to do, Jeff. I can't. I'll have to do it streaming through YouTube to make it a mod, though. But I'm sure I made it a mod in Stream Elements. I think I had to.
Well, not in Stream Elements.
No, but you know the chat that comes up?
No.
Have you never seen the pop-ups from Stream Elements that say, "Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe"?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's one of my messages isn't appearing, but it's because it's a link and it's not a mod.
Oh.
Right, okay.
So I need to make it a mod. I need to make Stream Elements a mod, but I can't do that from StreamYard. I have to do it in YouTube Stream.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You have to, to give it the spanner. I can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
I can only do it.
Then maybe next time that you stream, Glenn, you do it on YouTube directly, and when Stream Elements pops in, just remind it to.
Oh, yeah.
Rib is really practicing his German there.
Oh.
Nine.
Alexa, switch on right rack.
I'm just taking out, if you can see, I'm just taking out melting leaves. Oop, not that one. Nearly pulled the fucking plant out.
I've had that happening too.
So earlier, Rob was saying that it's going to look like a jungle. And because we were on the song theme and we were going, "Oh, Mickey, you're so fine," I was going to go, "Wicked, jungle is massive."
Jungle is massive. Jungle is massive. Wicked, jungle is massive.
Yeah, but once that it grows out and Rob, you're really gonna have like that full big patch of crypts. It's gonna be like what Joey has in his piranha tank. You know, the same kind of style.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking of putting some sort of like dwarf grass in here.
Yeah, you could do that. Why not?
Dwarf Sag.
Maybe.
Dwarf
Yeah,
Sag.
but since you're working with like a limited palette of plants, I would keep it like Glenn says, or dwarf sage, or else the hairgrass. But one of the two. Like, don't put too much in it because you're really going for that really clean. See what I mean? Like, not jungly, but more. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Once this
Gunter
piece of
asked
wood,
Glenn, Gunter's asked a question.
yeah,
The legend of Bucephalandras, is it true that they are toxic to shrimp? 100%
No.
no. No. Because I've kept Bucephalandras for 7 years now. All with shrimp.
Even those plants that I have in my show tank, I've got two of them. Like the typical, that look like.
You've got Kedagang, you.
I've got Kedagang, yeah.
Kedagang.
But I've got other types of plants. You know those typical plants that they always say that you cannot keep with shrimp because if you cut them, that you're gonna poison your shrimp.
Not true.
Yeah.
Not true at all. Exactly, Rob. Because I've done my homework on that before starting with shrimp, and I've seen many people perfectly keeping them perfectly fine. You know, and I tried it out myself. I've cut my plants regularly, and I never poison my shrimp. It's because they do release a toxin, those plants, but in order to be lethal for your animals, it needs to be in a very concentrated dose. And just by trimming of a little bit of plants,
place in high dosage, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how they tested it to and turn. If you do it just in your tank and the water flow and stuff,
every one of these was a
you're
shrimp
basically
tank.
not
And then
poisoning your shrimp.
in every shrimp tank,
And it's even mentioned on the websites, you know, like these shrimp, these are not shrimp safe.
Yeah.
So that's a Kedagang.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got boosts in pretty much all my shrimp tanks. There you go, boost.
Yeah, Bucephalandra really does not harm your shrimp in any way.
It's a pure myth.
I also used to have some wavy green, but I don't know if it survived my wavy green. Otherwise, it got mixing with my Kedagang.
It could be your wavy green. It could be wavy green.
This tank
that I have.
Grown. Yeah, it could. Wavy green grows long.
I want to put on the once this wood sunk properly, where that bit of rock is, I want to put some Thea red in that hollow, just to give it a break point between here and here.
Yeah, and you can also go into into a sloping line from your long valve that you have in the back to a sloping line down towards a branch that you have. See what I mean? To fill up that corner. Yeah. And like that, you're also gonna hide your filter that is right in behind there.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about.
But I like how that valve is looking in the back. It's really like a big bush of it. I love that when it gives that natural effect of a bush of plants, you know. Instead of like having 3 strings.
That was 4 pots, that was. But
that's grown in really nicely.
I like to plant quite heavy anyway. If I'm going to plant top, you know, if I'm doing a escape, let's say it's a 90 litre, using 30 or 40 pots of 1-2 grow isn't loads.
No, not at all. Exactly. You can put that easily into there, and sometimes you will even still have some spaces open. I have the same thing, Glenn. When I plant something in, I go like fully nicely bushed from the start, so it has that Also,
I
because I have like
love a good
1 or
push.
2 extra plans of everything, I've got more survival rate. You know that I don't
Yeah.
need to worry. Like, oh my god, I only have 1 of these. It really cannot die.
Yeah. Sorry,
You know,
Rob, what were you going to say?
Oh, sorry. I'll get a word in sometime.
Oh, by the way, guys, talking about crits and stuff, I got in some pink flamingos today.
Nice.
Ooh. Are the true pink flamingos?
They're obviously gonna go in the show tank with the CO2 and the highlighting. That's
Do you
what
want me
it's
to sing you another song?
Excuse me, Glenn?
Do you want me to sing you another song?
Yeah, sure, why not? Go for it.
Not really.
I'll give you the lyrics. So the lyrics go, standing in the door of the pink flamingo, crying in the rain.
What song is that?
The Soft Cell, an 80s song.
Soft sell.
Say hello, wave goodbye, the song's called.
Oh,
Say
yeah.
hello, wave goodbye.
I'll turn it on. I'll check it out. Maybe I've seen it before. I heard it before.
You will have done.
Standing in the door of the pink flamingo, crying. It's not.
Everyone's heard it.
Yeah, you'll have heard it. If you've heard 80s music, you'll have heard that.
Just don't listen to how Glenn sings it because it's nothing like that.
No, it's the thing is, the guy that sung it is used to having a much higher pitched voice.
Oh, yeah. Have you remembered that 80s song from The Cult?
She's so
remember?
sanctuary.
Exactly, that song. Yeah? Remember how high you went?
Yeah, I saw them live. So
And
bizarrely, the Cult, the Damned, and Mark Allman from Soft Cell were all playing at a university in Coventry, and we saw them in the 80s.
Christopher
I
jumped
see.
in. Welcome in, sir.
And now there's like a YouTube video of The Cult. They were performing, I think, during COVID period or something, because it's like for a really small crowd. But the singer really lost his voice, guys. He ain't got it anymore. It was terrible to see for him. Like, ooh, like I can see you struggling there.
Weren't they originally called the Southern Death Cult, and then they changed the name to the Cult?
That's possible. I wouldn't know that, honestly. I just know The Cult from She Sells Sanctuary, like everybody does. I don't know much about them.
What a tune!
It was, yeah, it's a good song. When I put on like 80s playlists, I often get it in a playlist. And you know what I also love in the original video clip of She Sells Sanctuary? The movement that he does with his feet. Look at the little feet going, you know, the little move. That's what kills me every time. I'm like, look at the feet, look at the feet. When people don't know it, I'm like, look at his feet.
Hey, just move them feet.
Yeah. By the way, Glenn, do you know who was also friends with each other back in the day? From CBGB's, you had Blondie playing there back in the day. She was from Queens, and the Ramones were from Queens. They actually knew each other pretty well. They started out around the same time, and they played both at CBGB's. That's how they knew each other.
Did the Ramones do
Welcome in, Lee.
Ever Fallen in Love?
Yes.
No,
Ever Fallen in Love. That's have you ever fallen in love with that's isn't that the I know what band that is. I hate it when I can come to a point, you know? But I know what band that is. That's not the Ramones. It's the same time approximately, but it's not the Ramones. The Ramones are the KKK took my baby away. Blitzkrieg Bob.
Yep.
Apologies, everyone. I'm missing chat as usual. But hello, everyone who's joined us.
Oh yeah, Lee's back there. Hello, Lee. And who else we got? We got Christopher Junkin. What's up, fellow fish freaks? Hello, Christopher. Welcome.
Welcome to this Fisher's Island.
Oh, that's cool. Christopher just mentioned that he got a school of red lasers in. Those are pretty rare to see, you know. You see the gold ones, the green ones, but the red ones?
Alexa, whose song ever fallen in love?
Some they've just been released. Someone's got them down south in the UK.
The Buzzcocks.
Oh. He's gonna breed them. The Buzzcocks, thank you. That because I was thinking about the LP that the Sex Pistols made. Never mind the Buzzcocks. Yeah. Here's the Sex Pistols, and I couldn't remember the name.
Guys, I'm just gonna go and grab a battery from my vape. Just gonna go and grab a battery from my vape. 2 seconds.
He's always running out of something, Glenn is. He's never prepared.
Lee, I also thought it was a Kings, but it's a Buzzcocks. Yep. Exactly. I'm not a big Buzzcocks fan, but yeah. You probably knew that, Rib.
What's that?
That I'm not really into the Buzzcocks.
Nah, you're not that kind of person.
No, I'm a Cockney Rejects kind of guy. You know, I love the Cockney Rejects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my kind of stuff. Or Blitz, you know, the old stuff.
When music was music.
Exactly. 80s in England during the height of skinhead culture must have been a hoot.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. When I see like in those skinhead groups, the English guys, the real English blokes, you know, who post like pictures from in the 80s when you really see them at their homemade tattoos on their forehead, you know, all that kind of stuff. Ooh. Yeah.
Tattoo of skins across the forehead.
yeah, skins or los that I've seen a lot too on German skins and other los. It means loose, to go loose, you know, or skin, yeah, or in the inside of the lip. I love that tattoo.
Skins. I saw a tattoo today, and it was somebody'd got two, like a frog on each knee with big bulging eyes. And when they sort of tensed the knee, the frog sort of went ribbit type thing. And the meme was, a tattoo is for life. If you're going to have one, don't have a stupid one or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. As a tattooist, I always said that to people when they wanted a funny tattoo, like, be careful because in 6 months, the joke is going to wear off. So are you really sure you want to go on with this?
Oh, are you a tattooist, yeah?
Yes. I've been professional for 8 years, and I've been tattooing for 18, 19 years now.
My wife's just had a lovely tattoo on like a wrist, the back of a hand, and the back of a hand.
Yeah, the Lion of Judah, was it, that she was going to get, right?
It's just a lion, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I'll send you a picture.
Tell people she got that tattoo because she's a cougar.
She's a cougar. she's a riffy tabby.
Massive jugulars.
I've got my sleeve, my left arm sleeve done, and one of the fronts of it was a cover up that I had done I had the original tattoo done when I was 15, and there was so much black in it that I'm 56 now, so it's 40 over 40 years ago. But there was so much black in it that it was really awkward to do. But we'd been going to this hotel in Turkey, and there was a tattoo parlor in the hotel. And I would never go abroad and have a tattoo, but I'd been following this guy for sort of years and watching all his Facebook posts and comments and everything. And every time we went on holiday there a couple of times a year, I'd sort of walk past the window and watch. And everyone was saying, his name's Bora. Everyone was going, yeah, you got to go to Bora, you got to go to Bora. He's wicked, man. It's really,
Yeah,
really good.
the thing is, if I could give you an advice, if you want to get tattooed in abroad, like you did, Glenn, make your homework. Also, go check his current like his current work. Like, how is he working? How does a shop look like? Is it clean? Does it smell clean? You know, all those initial clues that you need to have. And the thing that I always do when I'm on holiday to make it easy on myself is to get the tattoo on the last day. Like that, when I come home, if something goes wrong, I'm here in Belgium where I have medical care and I've got insurance. You know what I mean?
Very good point. That. Very good point.
Yeah, and that's why I'll always do it on the very last day, just before leaving. Like I said, if it goes wrong, I'm at home and not stuck in Turkey in the heat, where I need to find a doctor who maybe doesn't speak English or something. You see, so I tend to avoid those.
He always advises to have it done on the last day, or the last but one day. Just
exactly.
because, so it's not in the sun, because they don't do well in sunlight and stuff.
Exactly.
So
Otherwise, it's gonna burn in the sun. True. And you always also, like a holiday destination, you always will have people that go to the beach. So you will have sand, salty water, microbes, bacteria in the water, in the sand, plus a lot of sunlight. Those three are a combination for big trouble waiting to happen. So exactly, that guy gives a perfect advice to people, because a lot of tattooists abroad, they don't care. You're just a tourist. They're never going to see you back again. So they just say, okay, hop on in the chair. But that guy has some ethic, because he tells the people truth. He just doesn't go just for the money.
I hadn't found it. I mean, I never really looked hard, but I didn't find anybody in the UK that I'd seen that could do the quality of work that he was doing.
Oh, dude, if you really want some good ones, I can show you. I can hit you up with some names in the UK. Oh my God. But I've seen it in your tattoo before, Glenn, because I noticed that it's pretty dark on your forearm.
Creative Vandals.
That's where
if you want one of the best UK artists, you guys should check out Valerie Vargas.
Valerie Vargas.
Do you know Creative Vandals?
No, I don't, Rob.
Yeah, he's the best. One of the best tattooists in the UK comes from Hull. His appointment only, so it's.
Oh yeah.
We've got some good tattoo shops here.
When I used to have my shop, I was a one-man business, and I used to run like the good old tattoo shop where you could still walk in on free moments. See what I mean? I did both. I did on appointments, but I also did open door days during the day, so you could just walk in, and if I had the time, you could have gotten your tattoo like in the old days,
Yeah.
Yeah, you could even pick it off the wall if you wanted, like at my place, like that one.
Yeah, see, I've there's one that if I'm ever gonna get a hand tattoo, there's a picture.
Hello, welcome in.
There's a picture by he's a shrimp keeper, but I think he does watercolors as well. A guy named Thomas Kippel, I think he's German, and there's a drawing that he's done of galaxy shrimp, and with like little bits of moss. I'll send it you, but I'd need to ask. I'd need to ask his permission, because obviously it's his artwork.
Yeah, but normally as a tattoo artist will always have a portfolio that he can show you,
Oh, this isn't a tattoo artist. This is a shrimp keeper. Hi, Kaz.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is a shrimp keeper called Thomas Kippel, and he does watercolors as well.
What is his name? Thomas Kippel?
I think it's Kippel. Do you know what I'm on about, Rob?
No.
And we have in the chat, we have Dan's Aquariums and more, who said hello to everybody. Hello, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Welcome.
Aquarium.
And then I see that Lee asked a question to me if I can rework on bad tattoos. That depends heavily on the tattoo itself. Like you're saying, Lee, that is full of cover and lots of mistakes. That tends to make it more difficult. I really should see a picture of it, and that way I could give you some more exact advice, like what steps having to do to cover it up decently. Sometimes if it's really heavily blasted with a lot of ink, like colors and black and whatnot, then really sometimes you need to invest into 2, 3, 4 lasering sessions, not to get it away completely, but that it really clears up, so it's possible to cover it in to cover it better, if that makes any sense.
Should have done. That's what I should have done with that dark area.
That's honestly what because I've noticed your arm before, Glenn, when you were streaming, and I said to myself, that's a cover-up bit of a black tat. There was something black under it. You know, when you do it professionally, you can start to see it.
Yeah, very black as well.
And you see, it's exactly what I was thinking, a cover-up of something that was really jet black. And exactly, if you would have come to my place, I would have recommended you, if you wanted to do it, like laser it 2 to 3 times, so that the shade of the blackness itself, the intensity takes off, and then you can more easily put something over it. And you will also see then less difference in, if you start making a sleeve out of it, you will have less difference that you have like one really dark patch and the rest is pretty clear, you see.
Yeah,
but it is what it is, you know. I'm full of crappy tattoos. So
this sleeve was done by that guy who's did my wife's. So she'd never had a tattoo, my wife, and the first time we went, she wanted a tattoo, a portrait of one of the dogs that had passed away, and she showed him this guy a photo, and he says, yeah, they said that one of the tattoo artists in the studio said, well, he'd be best for that, and he had a name tag on, and his name tag was Butcher, because his surname in Turkish means butcher. That was his name, and my wife says, why do they call him Butcher? But he was brilliant, and she's had 3 tattoos off Butcher, or of the 3 dogs.
Everybody needs a good butcher.
And when she went this time, she says, "Is Butcher not here?" She said he left a week ago. But if you really want Butcher, I'll give you his details. And my wife says,
get butchered. Your wife wanted to get butchered.
my wife says, no, I wouldn't go to any other shop. I'd only go here because I know it's clean. I know we don't have any problems. The work's good. And she ended up having the guy that I normally use.
Glenn, there's a Carradina question. Glenn, there's a Carradina question for you, mate.
I'm looking at it now.
Welcome in, Sam. Thanks for sharing, Jeff.
So I think the GH is okay, but it's sort of top end. The pH for me would be slightly high for CRS. I'd want to keep that below 6, and I'd be
5.8.
And I'd be concerned about the pH swing with this CO2.
Yeah.
If you've got that coming on and off each day, because you're going to get fluctuations in the pH rather than a stable pH.
Is that the reason, Glenn, why in most aquascapes, now that I pay attention to it, since I learn more about shrimp, that they hardly ever use the very fancy kinds of shrimp?
Yeah, sort of. But I was speaking to well, was a comment actually on a video, you know, with his name's Thomas from Green Aqua.
Oh,
so I commented on a scape that they recently did, and they used pinto shrimp, and I asked the question about the pH swing, and they says we haven't got a probe in it, but we haven't seen any problems. But that doesn't mean that there won't be problems.
Exactly,
so
or they're maybe just lucky that they have a hardy batch of shrimp, you know, that just can't take that push. I don't know. You guys know more about it than me.
And I did ask the question: are you keeping the CO2 on 24/7 to maintain a stable pH? And they will push CO2 hard. So CO2 will convert to carbonic acid.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned this before, where I didn't used to use my drop checker with pressurized CO2. What I used to do is test the pH, and before the CO2 come on, if my pH was 6, by the time the CO2 and the lights came on, I wanted it a full pH drop. So I wanted my pH down to 5. And if it had done a full pH drop, I knew there was enough CO2 in that tank. Obviously, there's variations how heavily you planted and stuff. But for the tank I'm talking about, I had a full pH drop, completely full pH drop. And that I wanted that pH to maintain at 5 all day until I used to take it off an hour before lights out, because once the lights out, plants don't assimilate CO2. It actually reverses.
Yep.
So they consume oxygen and expel CO2, but not to the extent where you're injecting CO2. But it's just my opinion.
Sorry, Glenn, can you say all that again, please, mate? I didn't hear it.
Thanks.
But I really agree with you 100% on that, Glenn, because everything that I've looked up before starting my CO2, I've read the same thing. But I'm astonished that you could get it so quickly from 6 to 5. Did you blast it really pretty hard then?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I only do 1 drop every 2 seconds. Because I did 1 every second, like the standard thing, but I noticed that a lot of plants were really holding up the CO2 everywhere. You know, everything was getting bubbly. So I turned it down to 1 every 2 seconds, and now it's perfect. I don't have like all those little bubbles everywhere.
Yeah, to be honest, it's dialing it in as well. So every tank's different. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If it isn't dialed in and you're getting fluctuations, you're going to have problems with blackbeard algae as well. So you have massive problems, and it's about dialing it in. And based on your plant load, every tank's going to be different. But in the initial stages, I want 1 pH drop, full pH drop. And some people actually do it with a probe. So they have a probe connected to the CO2, and
yeah, I've seen those.
You set the probe at what you want it on.
See that, guys? I've just shattered in my tank. Look. See it?
And it's the probe that controls the CO2.
Yeah, those probes are really handy. I've seen those doing really setup systems, and once that it hits that sweet spot that you put in, that's calibrated, like let's say you want 5 or 6, bam! From the moment that it's 5 of 6, it shuts off. Her tattoos are absolutely beautiful. Yeah, Christopher was talking about his daughter who's traveling around the US, and she went to Pittsburgh a while ago to get a tattoo. His daughter follows her favorite tattoo artist.
Oh, yeah.
See, she's put appointments up to 2 years for some of them. That's now a system, like I said, you know, I prefer the old way. Like, I did my tattoos immediately. I never had a big backup. Like, usually for me, it was a couple of weeks, but never like 2 years or something, you know. But that's why I was also that kind of guy. I close at 8. But if you came in at quarter or 10 to 8, and you asked me for a 5 or 6 hour tattoo, I would have done it the same evening, you know. I'm that guy. I really wasn't, you know, afraid of working. I've sat many times there on my little chair for 12, 13 hours, you know. And then I wonder why my back is messed up.
Oh, tell me about it. Mine sat in front of a computer. The only thing I'd suggest, Gunter, is if you want to try it, just buy some cheap sort of low grade crystals. Just buy half a dozen, see how they get on, and obviously adjust accordingly. Because it is possible.
Yeah, it's the It's the are you willing to invest a little bit of money and try it out, you know?
What soil are you using, Gunter? So an active soil will, if you're using RO water and remineralizing, an active soil should buffer to the pH you want. Jeff's probably already answered that. Rob, you kill me. Kills me as well, don't worry.
What did I do now?
Sharted in your tank. She was in Pittsburgh last weekend to get a newest one. A whole friend group went out and made a weekend of it. That's wicked.
Nice, man.
Lee said, how you feeling, Rob? Better, I hope?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
I'm happy to hear that, Rob.
Just finishing off the last bits of my discus. That's now complete. It's just ready for fish now. Now it just needs to grow. But I'm thinking, I'm thinking of CO2, if I'm honest.
Why not, Rob? You really have that show tank to do it, you know? Like,
just want to give it. I want to give everything that extra chance. Maybe if it's only like, I don't know, even if it's half a day, 10 hours, just to give it some
oomph. And what you could also do is, like, why I bought some CO2 kit, that my CO2 kit is starting to play with the reddish colors, you know, pink, red. It gives you so much more opportunity.
All the underneath of these start to go red. So when you see the plant from there, it looks red, but when you see it down, it's green.
It's green, yeah. Or what you could also do if you want to play with reds is, like, in the back you put some of that red Ludwigia or something. It's pretty easy to keep. They're pretty cheap. They're red, you know.
Glenn did, Did Kaz win any of the crypts? Because there's some of them big crypts what I planted there.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
These are
the ones around the tree are really starting to take off. Look at that.
Kaz won loads of plants, and I mean loads. Just quickly, while I think about it,
you won't think that's not planted. That's on lava rock. Look,
Mr. Myers, you know you're asking about CO2 off eBay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fire extinguisher?
Yeah. But all you do is so what people do, my CO2 isn't a fire extinguisher, but you take the horn off. So this is a fire extinguisher for the room, but you take the horn off and then you cable tie. So you put your regulators in here and then you cable tie the handle open.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, me and King of DIY Joey are like best mates. That's what God's regarding the my YouTube friend. He came in my life. He came in my life again 7 times now.
Craig isn't gonna be happy if he hears that.
No, you replaced him. I'm not replaced him. I said friend. I didn't say my best friend, my brother.
I know.
My brother.
I know.
You're now Joffrey. Joffrey, you're my brother. Craig's my brother.
Also,
my brother.
Thank you very much, Rib. You're also my brother.
Kaz is my granny. Kaz is my granny.
Yep. And Glenn is his grandpa.
Yeah.
Well, Gramps knows a lot about his shrimp, doesn't he?
2 seconds, guys. I've wrapped myself up. I was putting the fire extinguisher back, and I've ended up getting cables around the horn.
Kaz, if you haven't already regarding the cryptocurrency, have you put any root tablet type stuff underneath where you're planting them, because it gives them I would double up on it, because that extra boost gives them a kickstart in life.
That's a good point.
I always double dose, mate, and look up the crypts.
I've got some wire around the horn. That's the last thing you want, wire around your horn.
But Glenn, I won't mind some of that. Some of them plants on mesh pads. I Oh, was it Lymphocelia? No, that's Lacessiflora. Oh,
Heliocaris acularis.
no, not that one. I want the New Zealander. This
Oh,
one.
that's the tall one.
No, it's not tall one.
Heliocaris parvula?
No,
That one.
the one you had before.
Yeah, you're looking at it now.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it's something Zealandia.
Liliopsis?
Yeah,
Liliopsis Zealander.
yeah. I think it's something like Nova Zealander or something.
No, that's the one, Nova Zealander. What a plant. That's on mesh. Oh,
It's similar to. I really like. So you see, in fact, I've got some in here. You see, just behind the rock there, there's like a little hair grass. That's Braziliensis. So that's Liliopsis braziliensis.
I see that quite often offered the Braziliensis.
Nice plant.
Christopher Junkin, that's your opinion about not liking King Air DIY or whatever else. We can't like everybody, can we?
Let's see, what did he say? Summarize and get along. Putting everybody down and then deletes them the next day. Yeah, Christopher. I can understand where Christopher comes from, you know. Joey is Joey, like, yeah, like I'm me and you are you, you know. Just yeah.
Oh yeah.
He can come over a little bit like
each our own person at the end of the day, aren't we?
But yeah, exactly. It's that, you know, and that's the fun thing of it. Like if you're not really a fan of somebody, you're not. You have like 1,000 other options of other people that are more your style. You see what I mean? That's why I said the same thing about Joey. Like I like his stuff, but I'm not like let's say a hardcore fan of him that I will follow him. You see what I mean? Like when he pops up, I will see what he's about or what he has going. I especially enjoy his Piranha tank. But because that's something you don't see often.
He didn't have to come in on my chat and say hi and leave a like. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You see, a dude of who a lot of people think that is pretty harsh and mean can actually be really nice too. You see, people always have two different facets. But yeah, but I understand why Christopher says
at the end of the day, I can be the nicest guy on earth, but at the same time, I can also be an asshole. That's just who we are. We can't get along with everyone, can we? If we did, the world would be a very boring place. There would be no debates. There would be no he said, she said.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we would all have the same taste, the same feelings, the same mind. You know, we would have a beehive mind. You would be like bees or insects, not like being an individual like a human.
Yeah, I understand that, Christopher, because I loved all his old content. I loved all his original stuff. Like I like all his old stuff compared to now. I'll be honest.
Please transfer from bristleless female.
In front of me.
It might be meaning man. It might be meaning man. There's a female and a male. The female's in there.
Do you know I've never had a bristle nose ever with bristles?
No.
Then you've always had females.
Yeah, then you get females. Because
I've got female bristle nose in the big tank in the house. I've got an albino bristle nose female in the tank in the dining room, and I'm hoping that one of these two becomes male, or is a male.
Well, usually even when they're a baby, you will see a little difference. That they already have those little bristles popping up. Are they like really smooth on their head, or do they have like those little structures?
Here's one just growing his whiskers.
That's exactly what I mean. You see those very small whiskers that are already popping up?
Yeah, these haven't. But they are really small as well.
I can
then you probably have a male there.
I can sex them. I can sex them before they've even got the bristles. It's quite easy once you've got when you've had bristle nose and bred bristle nose for a few years. You just learn what to look for. It's the same with shrimp.
Exactly. Yeah, or people that can see it in their angelfish pretty easily and stuff.
Females are got a more rounded area and part of the body where males are straight and slender. Males tend to grow bigger than females as well. So when you've got a clutch of the same fish and you've got one or two what start spouting up bigger quicker, 99% chance they'll be males.
That's why I consciously went myself for a female in my Tetra tank, because it's only 138 liters. So I specifically asked for, if possible, could it be a female, please? You guys want to know something weird about me? I don't like when it's little bristles like that white one that you just showed. I like that, but you know the guys with the big bristles sometimes, which is why you keep it bristle nose. I don't like that, honestly, the look of it. So I prefer a female, because you always make me think of like a very colorful little everyday plecostomus. You know, like the big pleco,
Jeff Kane,
but like a tiny version of it.
Jeff Kane just made a good comment about if you've seen it, can you pull it up, Glenn?
Jeff Kane.
This goes for anybody,
Maybe
not
DIY.
just King of, this goes for anyone, not just the King of DIY. But do you know how many people that have borderline personality, bipolar, ADHD, ASD, and God knows what else, and go undiagnosed for their full life?
But Jeff, if I remember correctly, I think that Joey has bipolar disorder. Me too, by the way. But bipolar disorder, a lot of people think it's mood swings, but bipolar disorder is more, it's not really mood swings. It's more defined by having periods of depression that will always be returning.
For me, Mike, I have BPD, but I don't tell people that. I have borderline personality.
What does that mean?
Borderline personality disorder.
Oh, borderline. Yeah. That's not. Yeah, you guys know by now that from school, you know, I did my studies to be an educator, to work with people with handicaps and stuff. And we also got psychology, and we also talked about all those disorders. And now that you mention it, I can see it in some things of your behavior. But in the end, nobody is 100% normal. Everybody's gonna be a little bit neurotic, or 100%. A little bit of a recluse, or extrovert, or everybody. You see, you're not 100%. So don't bother about it, Rip. We all love you like you are, buddy. BD.
My understanding of BPD is they're not instant swings. There's like a gradual high,
the slow,
and a gradual.
It can take 24 hours, Glenn, and I can wake up after 14 hours sleep a different person. Even if it's a good day, it can feel like a bad day. A big black hole feels like a giant big black hole, and I don't go further up. It gets deeper, and then the next day I can wake up and I can be straight on it. I'm like, what the?
Yep. And my pattern is, I always have, every 2 years, I do a big depression for a couple of months, and it always comes back.
Yeah, my anxiety, Christopher, my anxiety now, although I've got it under control via medication, I still have episodes where I get that feeling of anxiety. But as I've got older, anxiety seems to be more at the forefront.
The thing is, our medication will never take that anxiety completely away. It will, instead of doing high peaks and lows, our medication will make that we have softer waves, you know? But more stabilized, let's say. You will still have those peaks of high and low, but it will be a lot less extreme. And that's what our medication does. It will never take our problems away. But it helps us cope with it and to stay on a normal level, you know. Because since that I changed medications like about 8 years ago, I gained a lot of weight, but it really stabilizes me very, very well, and I'm really happy about it. So I really feel good with it. But still, every 2 years, I have that severe depression that will come on, and it will last for 3 to 6 months easily. This year was the depression year, so I'm just getting out of it now.
I mean,
exactly like you say, Rob. Sometimes I have days that I even feel like you guys say in British, shite, you know, and that I'm really like, I don't want to see the world, you know, just leave me alone. And you know what always gets me up and going finally? It's pushing that stupid YouTube button, seeing my Biddy Rip or Glenn or Craig or anybody of all of you online, and it pulls me through. Because sometimes I'm there and sometimes I don't really say a lot and I tend to lurk, and those are the moments that I'm not really feeling good or I'm a bit tired.
For me. It's been a blessing for me.
It is. And why I love it so much too is when you have that feeling of being alone, you just pop on a chat and somebody's talking and there's laughter and banter and people asking questions, and it will help you to me personally to
people like yourself, Glenn, Jeff, they're always there to talk and listen no matter what time of the day. Well, if it's apart from Glenn goes to bed at like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but the thing is, because we're international, there's always somebody on. Like last night, I spent the entire night with Mark from Australia and with Craig.
Well,
and Lee also came on really early this morning. So yeah, you see, you guys are really like my fish club and my friend's social club. You know, like you also and Jeff also says it for us it's a way of also socializing and being able to have friends again without being forced to go outside
it's like modern day pen pals.
It is. The other day I was wondering, imagine if we would all of like been at this period but in the 80s, we never would have known each other. A lot of us would have suffered a lot more mentally, and I'm one of those that's really high on that list. If I would have had you guys like 30 years ago, I wouldn't have coped. Really, I would have had a lot more different time. That's thanks to the internet, especially.
You were saying that? Okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can.
I've pulled my mic out and I'm on the phone audio. I've plugged the phone in. It's only on a trickle charge, so I was down to 25%, and I know, and I was on 100%, Rob. So I did charge the phone. But
my new phone was on 100%. It's now on 49, so I'm doing exactly what you're doing. I've plugged it in.
On a fast charger, though, I'm on a trickle because my fast's in the house. Sorry, I broke the train there. One thing I could never do was fight back an antagonist, stick up for myself, but I do now. I was as a child. My mother left. My dad won the court case, and I had the archetypal wicked stepmother. And I'm talking mental abuse, physical abuse. So I was quite introvert as a kid, sort of beaten, you know. And then I left there when I was 15, 14, just before I was 15, and went to live with my grandmother. And I used to have, my nan used to say to me, my grandmother used to say to me, that she could hear me fighting in my sleep. And I think in my sleep I was fighting my stepmother. And,
when I was a kid, if I was ever naughty, I just used to get bummed.
And I made a decision when I was like 15, nearly 16, that I wouldn't let it define me, the abuse. And rather than sort of keep dwelling on it, I forgave her in my head for what she'd done to me. My dream, this is as true as I sit here, my dream was that on her deathbed she'd ask for forgiveness, and it actually happened. It was a bizarre thing. So she got her own son, but it was me that used to run her around. She was in a care home, she got dementia, and I took her to a hospital appointment in Solihull near Birmingham.
Should have left her there.
And we were just sat there. People have said, I don't know how you can forgive her for what she did to you. But yeah, but I had to. Because otherwise, yeah, it's made me who I am type thing. And people say, you know, I would never change it because it made me the person that I am. But anyway, long story short, I took her to this hospital appointment. They said we were there on the wrong day, but I literally booked the time off work while I was on the phone when I booked the appointment. So it was their cock up, not mine. And I says, well, surely you get cancellations. Can we wait? Because I can't have time off work tomorrow. And we're just sitting there sort of chewing the fat. Just out of the blue, she turned around and said, I'm really sorry for everything I put you through as a child. And I just said, that's fine. Apology accepted. And then the subject completely changed. It was so surreal. It never happened.
Like that big weight of the world lifted off your shoulders.
Pardon?
Like the weight of the world lifted off your shoulders.
No, because I'd sort of already got past it, but it was almost like, wow.
So it's what you wanted to hear all your life.
Yeah, but I never expected to, if that makes sense. So,
She clearly wanted to leave with no stone unturned, Glenn.
Yeah, it was, the irony was that it was me that cared for her in her old age, the person that she'd actually used to beat and lock in rooms and tie up and...
Yeah, she actually realized that the one person whose life she made turned into a hell was the one taking care of her when push came to shove.
Yeah.
You want to try being a young little child and going into a special place to see your mum, what's like a prison, but actually was known as a mental asylum back in the 80s. And then you go in a room and you see your mother just rocking, going, Well, I went through that for 11 years. My mum was in and out.
That's mental trauma for you as well.
It's got massive PTSD on me, Glenn.
Yeah, that is mental trauma for you as well.
The place was called Delapole. It was an insane asylum. It's now shut. But it's where all the crazy people went. My mum got electric treatment, never worked. You won't think she went through what she... My mum took a lot of mental abuse as a child, physical and mental. She had a burning... do you know a fire iron? Her own sister took a burning fire iron and poked it right through her leg. She was abused. So, you know.
I had my hands tied to a chair and beat with a stick and broke all my fingers. Do you want to know the irony? Do you know what her job was?
It's a school teacher or something? Or a nurse?
She was a welfare officer at a handicapped school. Her job was to investigate any bruises or marks on those children.
On other people's children while she does it herself.
Yeah.
My mom used to be a cop, and her ex was also on the same force, and he beat the snot out of my mom and me, and he was a pretty renowned high placed cop. And still to this day, like Lee's also mentioning in the chat, and Kaz also said that I have the same thing. I still have night terrors about it. Like 3 days ago, I dreamt about that guy. I still remember it clearly, vividly. And for the people who wonder why I never sleep or take it so long, that's why I don't like going to sleep personally. Every time that I dream, it's never nice stuff, you know? So every night that I dream, it's bad. When I wake up, I feel more exhausted. That's why in the end,
I don't have bad dreams. Kaz has put childhood demons have a lot to do with mental health. You know what I did with my demons, Kaz? I took them all into a room inside my head. I give them a good kicking, and then I give them all a hug and let them back out.
Yeah, but I think that's maybe also because you can find your way into religion, Glenn. Because honestly, I'm like I hold grudges, you know. It's not like I will argue a lot or I will not get into a fight like physically, but like if people have done me wrong, I just throw them out of my mental boat, you know. And for me, they can drown and die at that point, you know. I don't care anymore. If you done me, I would go through fire for somebody. But if they put a knife in my back or do me wrong, then you're just dead to me. That's my book, you know. Okay, you've done it like that. Bye.
I come from a very broken home. I mean, I come from a very broken home. My from the age of 5 to 15, I saw some things no child should ever have to see. Not watching your mother be tied up and be physically being injected because at 7 years old, I shouldn't have had to see that. You know what I mean? My dad should never have took me. I didn't need to know what my mum was doing. I needed to be a kid.
I think,
and unfortunately, what all you had all that up to it, and my dad wasn't really a dad. He was a twat. But like,
I think as you get
where
older,
I'm at now, if I didn't have my kids and I didn't have fish, I wouldn't like to think where I'd be. So I keep going for that.
I think as you get older, I think you sort of learn. I think it's a natural thing anyway. I think you learn as you get older.
100%.
That some things you can't change, and I call it the shit happens philosophy. You know, you realise that what's the point of stressing about things that are out of your control? And I think you tend to sort of just shrug things off a bit in a different way, you know, as if to say, well, shit happens, and you move on, you know. And I think once you've sort of attained that understanding that shit happens and there's nothing you can do about it, you either dwell on it or move forward. I think you just tend to push things away, like what Josh just said. You know, just that's it. You're out of my life, done, finished, gone. See you later. You know, and you just close that door and push it to one side. Well, I do anyway.
We all deal with it in our own way, don't we?
It is.
So
but it shows you're really mature in that fact, Glenn, because not many people can do that like you. But like you say, especially your forgiving side, you know, because I fully understand what you say, like get it over you. But I'm way less forgiving than you. I will hold that grudge even within 20 years. I can speak to you. I will be polite to you, but I will avoid you. And I will always keep in mind that you effed me over back in the day, you know?
Do you know the forgiveness of my stepmom? The forgiveness of her wasn't for her; it was for me.
Yeah,
because I had to let go of that.
Just like Glenn, she didn't ask for that. She didn't ask for that forgiveness for her. She asked it for you. She didn't do it for herself. 100% didn't do it for herself.
I'd already forgiven her when I was about 16, but it wasn't for her benefit. It was so I could move on. So I'm probably miles behind with the comments, but I want to just, you know, you guys are on about dreams and night terrors.
Craig's in the house. Peace, Craig.
Hiya, Craig. You guys are on about dreams and night terrors.
Lee's sending some very kind words there too to all of us.
Yeah,
and he has a good point. Lee just said, just do better than those that hurt us. Don't become them. Do better. That's exactly what I'm doing with my kid. Exactly that.
Morning, Craig.
And I noticed also that Bill and Rebecca came in. So, hi guys, welcome.
Hi Bill, hi Rebecca. So
not just about aquatics, we're about a real life. If you want to talk aquatics, go ahead.
we can, yeah. So you guys are on about night terrors. I don't have bad dreams. I haven't had bad dreams for years.
Be happy. Be happy about that, Glenn.
Yeah, every dream I have bad.
I think Joff asked me if I've got faith, if I've got if I'm a believer, and I am, and I'm not, you know. In the dark, Rob knows this. In the darkest part of the pain I've been in over the last couple of years with my back, to the point where it doesn't matter where you are, you're in pain that's like an 11 on the scale. I was going to bed and praying I didn't wake up on multiple times.
That point.
I was so low, it was unreal. And I had a dream. I've told Rob this. I had a dream, and the dream was bizarre. So I come from the streets, right? I've obviously spoke about my childhood, and I've fought to where I've got to get to. You know, I've been in gangs. I've done things that I no longer do. Let's just put it that way. So everything I feel like I am now, you know, my intellect had so much. I'm going to call it luck for now, but I believe it's a blessing. Had so much luck with jobs, promotions, etc., etc. My work ethic was unreal, and I was praying. I was so low. I was praying, and the dream took me back to my childhood, showed me all the steps that I'd come through from childhood to where I am. And there was a voice saying, "There's better things ahead. Don't despair." And I literally woke up with tears streaming down my face, and I haven't been low since. And my pain is nowhere near what it was then. And that's what, 3 months ago, Rob? 4 months ago?
Yeah.
Have you always been a religious guy, Glenn, or did you become during the years? Or
no? So I used to pray. I used to pray a lot when I was a kid, but I didn't know who I was praying to because of the suffering I went through as a kid. I actually became a Christian when I was at my peak of my drug use, thinking I was the big kahunas, loved my life, thought it was absolutely fantastic. I was getting high every night. I was making a lot of money on the streets.
Yeah, man.
I had respect, I had power, and I was driving one day, and it was like somebody put an image in my head of my life for what it really was. And I pulled over to the side of the road, put my head on the steering wheel, and I could not stop crying. And I've sat and thought about it. I thought, you're losing it. The drugs you've gone mad. It's the drugs. It's the drugs. Carried on about my business. Happened a couple of weeks later. Exactly the same. And I ended up, I went and found a guy who I used to buy coke off, a guy called Vinny. And Vinny had...
Vinny Escobar.
I knew Vinny. Vinny had stopped selling, and he'd started going to church. So I went and found Vinny. Started going to a church with Vinny. Met this black guy called Paul Rubin, which wasn't his real name. He used to do a radio show, but called Paul Rubin. And let's just say the rest's history. And literally, I cut all my ties, left thousands and thousands of pounds worth of money owed me where it sat. Never collected on what people owed me. When I stepped out of the game, I cost a lot of people a lot of money because of how much I used to move, to the point where I had a gun in my mouth telling me I wasn't walking away. And my response to that was, whatever happens tonight, I'm out, whether that's with a bullet in my head or I walk away. I'm out. And I never had any comebacks. I was done. And literally, I went to see a guy, God rest him, he's passed away now, a school-time friend called John Willis. And John used to drive a concrete mixer, cement mixer. And I said to him, I said, can you find me any work on building sites, labouring and stuff? And he said, they're looking for someone at our place, but you need to be good with you are good with computers. So I ended up getting this job at this this concrete batching plant. And from there, they noticed my aptitude for systems, and they were implementing a system. So they asked me if I'd be a super user and train the regional team type thing. So I went to college. They sent me to college. They bought a business down in Essex and asked me if I'd go and help them to put them live. And the guy I had picked it up in like a day, but everybody else struggled. So they asked me to come down for a second week for somebody that was really struggling. And I sat with him for 2 hours and he got it. And I actually asked him, I says, why have you, he had the head of IT, training and learning, head of the learning and development team. And I said, you've had someone with you whose sole job is a teacher. Why have you got it with me in a couple of hours? And his response was, because you know my job. And I think if you can relate to somebody's role and relate that to a system, you can train them. So a few weeks later, one of the team managers in the IT department rang me and said, "We're putting a job on the board. We'd like you to apply for it." And I just had sort of success after success after success. Implementations that we did in the company were like managers would write letters, you know, saying
Brown
how good I was.
sugar. It's like brown sugar now, Craig.
And stuff like that. So I had a couple of promotions in there. Went back out into the business as a business manager, and then we had the 2007 credit crunch. So
Craig.
I was out of work for a year, and I was driving a van, delivering parcels for a year. And then on the Christmas, I really hunted for a job. I got a really, not a bad paid job, but not a good paid job. And the interview was a whole day.
Craig, that got me.
You were interviewed. There was like 30 of you, 40 of you interviewed. They put you into teams and you had to do tasks. It was like a goldfish bowl thing. So I got that job. That was a 6-month self-employed contract that renewed again, and then finished. And literally, I'd applied for a few jobs. I'd got nothing. My job finished on the Friday, and on the Friday, my job finished like a week Friday. And like this week, I had a phone call from a recruitment company asking me if I'd be interested in a role. Went and had an interview on the Wednesday, and literally I finished that job on the Friday and started that one on the Monday. Again, a couple of promotions. Left them because I hated the place. Went to a competitor, and 2 years ago, that competitor sacked me. And 3 months later, my old company bought them. So I reckon I wasn't part of the deal, but I'd got interviews lined up and then got ill.
Oh yeah, oh, that's a shame.
But I don't put it down to my hard work. I put it down to I've just been blessed.
Well, you really do have a success story when I hear that all. You know, you really did a 180 in your life, and it really gave it. You have the fruits of your hard labor. You know, you can be really proud of yourself, man.
Yeah, Bill's just saying the shit he put his parents through. My granny took me in when I was 15, and I was really rebellious because of everything that had happened to me as a child. And my biggest regret is that I treated my grandmother like shit.
You ball back.
The only thing is, you know, buddy, you were a kid too. You know, as a kid, you don't. It's logic that you don't know everything like an adult. Yeah, exactly. You look at things differently too. You know. And by the way, hi Craig. Did we say hi to Craig?
Hi, Craig.
Yeah. Welcome, Craig.
That's terrific.
Pip, sagen Sie das in Deutsch, bitte?
Nein.
I mean, back in the 70s and the 80s, your parents didn't used to sort of give you a slap. They used to give you a beating.
Yeah, and don't worry. I got those beatings even in the late 90s, early 2000s. So for some of us, that's why I usually relate to people that are older than me. And a lot of friends, I was always the youngest one. A lot of my friends are 10 years older than me.
Me too, mate.
And I got because my mom had a hair salon with my grandmother. So when my grandmother and my mom had to work, and because she was a single mom, my great grandfather, he took his an early retirement, and so I was a lot of time with my great grandfather and my grandfather together. You see, and yeah, they were very. That's why I'm still so sometimes very old-minded, old-fashioned, like in my head. You know, I can really see that I usually tend to think like people that are a generation or even two sometimes older than me, instead of thinking like the people that are my age. You know.
Good put in response to Bill saying parenting can be difficult. Do you know?
It is. It is.
You know,
It's not a term. You know.
See, I don't care what you say, but I've not had that show. I didn't find parenting. I think I've been lucky. I've got all three
My
going to be
girls.
at university. I've not done not different. My kids, the estate my kids live on was the same estate I grew up on, and if I'm honest, I always thought my lad would get in with the wrong crowd, my girls would end up getting with the wrong crowd. But you know what? All three of them got to university, and I've never, my oldest is now 20, I've never heard any of them swear yet.
My son's 20, coming up 21 next year, and I've never ever raised a hand to him. But all four of my daughters who are older than him, they've all had a slap off me at one point or another. But I've never had to with my son. And I think as I got older, my parenting changed.
You become more relaxed and less tense and tight, isn't it?
You find a better way because there's not the pressures of so much of money and everything else going on, because you start to sort of get into a stable home life.
It's like Craig can't ever go back to the beaten track again, because if he did, I mean, Craig said it on a thing there, because of his past and whatnot, it was his fault he lost his kids. You're not all to blame, mate. It works both ways, but at the same time, what will be will be. Well, you are still making a life for yourself and your partner, well, both working hard, you know, trying to make an honest living.
Just got to put the past where it belongs, in the past.
Redemption, my friend, redemption.
Oh, say, Glenn, before I forget, I wanted to ask you, because you're Christian, but are you Catholic, Protestant, or any other
Christian
section?
So the easiest way I can explain it is I believe that the Bible is written by man, inspired by God, and that's his instruction manual to us. And if anyone teaches anything that deviates from that, then I wouldn't follow that.
Beware of false prophets.
Evangelical, I suppose, is the word.
The evangelical, yeah.
But not like hyper evangelical, you know, just evangelical.
No. Yeah, exactly. And you're a dude that stands with his both feet on the ground. So I think that you also see the Bible as a guide instead of a literal things that happened. I don't know how you see it.
I believe it's literal.
Yeah, you do.
Craig's a Roman Catholic.
Absolutely.
Ooh, dude, I would love to debate about that with you.
If I don't believe one part of it as literal, how can I believe any of it?
I look at it more in a philosophy kind of way. See what I mean? Like a guide, like
Prophet is because I'm an atheist. Like,
excuse me, Rob.
No, Lee was. I'm just reading in the chat. That was all. Lee said, "Is it okay to be an atheist here?" I said, "Yes, 100%."
Yeah.
You know what? I always wondered, Glenn. Me personally,
I respect all religions and whatnot.
Yeah, me too. That's true. You need to respect people's beliefs and religions. You know, how else can you grow? How else can you grow yourself? And how else can you put yourself in the shoes of somebody when they say something? You know, you need to be able to.
For instance,
if
you was into the Bible and you was going through bad times, for instance, Joff, if you was in bad times and you was to read the Bible, I know from my point of view, I'm thinking, yeah, nah. But I'm also, as a human being, I'm thinking, if that brings you comfort and you get solace out of that, then I'm all for that. You know?
Exactly, Rib. Exactly that. And any kind of religion. How many stories don't you hear that people, like in the toughest times, that they found any kind of religion or spiritualism or whatsoever, even a hobby like fish keeping, and that it's been their savior, you know, their thing that pulled them through. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I will always respect any kind of religion. But I also went to very Christians and tough schools, you know. So I know my catechism from back to front and front to back. and also a lot of other religions. But I'm not personally. I'm a dude of science, and all that things. But I really respect, like I said, the philosophy behind of it and the way of looking at life from each kind of religion. You can always pick up some things, like even if you're a not believer like me, I tend to cherry pick the things like this makes sense. Like for an example, the 10 Commandments aren't, to me, it's always been 10 very logical ways how to be a straight up dude. Like, you see what I mean? Like, you treat people with respect, you're not aggressive, you don't steal, you don't do, you see? And that's like basic common sense, actually. You see? Like
it's a moral code.
Exactly, that's what I mean. It's a kind of a moral code, yes. And you don't even need to be religious, because if you look at it and you just think logically, it makes sense. It's respect your elders, you see what I mean? Treat people how you want to be treated yourself. And that's usually how you just go about it, even if you're not religious, just be respectful to people, be nice. Like Jeff says, it's nice to be nice, you see? All of that correlates to each other.
Just like in today's society, also, it's nice to be nice, but it's okay to not be okay. So when you're not feeling okay, don't alienate yourself. Be not okay with everybody else. Share it.
It is, but because we've been taught, especially our generations, that much to keep it all inside, because it's a shame to feel like that, or not to be okay, or not being like financially stable or something. For my parents and grandparents, they would never admit that publicly because it's a shame. What would the people say? But these days, it's a lot more open. Like, how many times haven't we talked to all of us about our troubles and woes and stuff like that? And that's the beauty of it, like.
Kaz has just put here, we could all write bestsellers. So
it is. It is. Imagine us combining everything into a book or a movie.
Glenn, you're way behind in the chat, mate. There.
We could write our own Bible, guys. We could write our own Bible. Glenn, go for it.
Started writing an autobiography. I actually started writing an autobiography and putting down everything that happened to me as a child. And
please don't forget the story how you got that bat tattoo on your forearm.
And
it was by this guy in Belgium called Joffrey.
Has anybody ever read a book called A Boy Called It by a guy called Dave Pelzer?
Glenn, can you put I'll do it actually. 1 second. I'll try not to leave. But can you put the link in chat, please?
Yeah.
Craig wants to come.
You've mentioned that before, Glenn.
Craig wants to join us.
I don't think I can put it in.
Yeah, of course you can. You can go onto the.
Yeah, but don't have to put it.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go get it and put it back in chat.
Hang on. I don't know if I can add a comment. Got a miles behind with the chat here. No, I can't add one, Rob.
I'll be right back.
So yeah, this apologies for everybody that I've missed. This book by a guy called Dave Pelzer. It's called A Boy Called It, and the accusations that he made. So there's been loads of court cases about it, and his brothers and sisters saying it never happened and it's all made up and everything. But the
Hold on. The links in chat, Craig.
What I mean, if it's real, what this kid went through is unreal. It's like his mother had this hatred of him, but she got other children that she didn't have that hatred of. And after reading it, I thought, that really powers mine into insignificance, even though mine was bad.
It's true, yeah. I can imagine what Glenn says. There's always somebody in a worse situation than you. But sometimes at that point, it doesn't really help, because you need to get out of your troubles first. You see what I mean?
Yeah. To be honest,
because sometimes when I feel really down, people tell me, "Oh, come on, buck up. There's people in a worse situation." But then I tell them, yeah, but that's their situation. I'm struggling with mine for the moment. I first need to work on on my stuff before. In the end, before you can care about somebody else. See, it's a hard thing to say. Actually, I sound so harsh now. My God. I didn't mean it the way it sounds, but I hope you guys know what I mean. You know.
I started writing that because my sister died when her children were young, and the two nieces were always asking me about what happened. As you know, they knew from their dad that something had gone on, and they always asked me. And I says, one day, when you're older, I'll tell you. And that's why I wrote the book, and I was going to give them the book. That was the whole purpose of writing that book, but I ended up falling out with them.
Glenn, wasn't it a British woman or an American woman that wrote a kid's book when her husband passed away, and she wrote a kid's book about for kids about the passing away of a father, and afterwards it came out that she was the one who offed him.
Oh shit! It was her that killed him.
Yeah. And she wrote a book, you know, doing how to cope with the loss of a father in a family for young kids. Exactly. And then it turned out she was the one who did it. She
was the one who killed him. And then wrote
exactly.
a book to help the kids get over the death of their dad.
Exactly. She said to herself, "Well, that's two birds with one stone." You know, like I've got him taken care of, and I'm making money out of my book, dude.
There's an old British saying that says, there's nought as queer as folk. And what it means is, you know, fact is stranger than fiction.
Yep. That's why they always say that that art is based on life, you know, art imitates life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true what you say. Yeah. My mother also says that in Dutch.
I put the link in chat for Craig.
Are you gonna make cheese? Oh no, that's a plastic tub.
Oh dear. Oh, it's curry eggs. Good morning, Craig.
Hey, Craigie.
How are you guys?
We're doing good, buddy. How about you, man? It's early in the morning for Craig.
Yeah, I just woke up.
We can hear. Ooh, show us. In bed with Craig.
Curries.
Rebecca said something about she had a good 10-minute argument with witnesses, Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm assuming. They've actually, because I disagree with their beliefs, they walk past my house and knock everybody else's door. They've actually marked me down in their book as spiritually sick.
My grandfather back in the day. My grandfather back in the day, like I told you guys, I was alone with him as a kid with my great grandfather. So us three guys, you know. And one day there were two Jehovah Witness women that came down to the house, and so they knocked, and my grandfather went, "Oh, really nice. My wife ain't at home. Come on in." And apparently they just shared a look at each other, and they went back. You know, they just didn't say anything, and they were gone. Never came back again.
Again, I respect their belief. So
exactly. It's what. But you got to admit it. Any Christian will admit it. They have the worst rep of all. It's because they bother people at their door. You know.
That can be annoying.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I'm not making this story up, you guys. You're gonna think that I'm making it up. I'm not. One day, I was 17, 18, and I was wearing my Bad Religion shirt. You guys know the punk band Bad Religion? Their logo is a cross with a forbidding sign around it, you know? And the doorbell goes, I go and open, and I had two Jehovah's. And they said to me, like, "Are you interested in the word of God or something?" And I said, "No, not really, you know?" And they immediately reacted like, "Oh, yeah, we can see it on your shirt." And I didn't realize I was wearing that shirt. And I was like, oh, yeah, but don't take it personally. Like, you know, like, it's a punk band. Yeah. And people will not believe me that I was wearing that shirt on the day that the Jehovah's came. And I swear to Glenn's dude, it is.
That was the universe. That was the universe giving you a helping hand. That was.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true, Glenn. That's true. It must have been from higher up that they said, leave this kid alone. He's gonna make it quite clear.
They'll probably mark you down as spiritually sick.
But yeah, you think?
Possibly.
They do that? Like, they have a list of places where they don't go?
Yeah. You get a badge?
When we lived in Birmingham... When we lived in Birmingham, it was when I first became a Christian. We were... had these Jehovah's Witnesses come to the door. And I was arguing on some points with them, or debating on some points. And,
hello.
Just a second, guy. The doorbell rang, and it's 12:25 here. I'm gonna see what funny.
I wonder if it's Jehovah's Witnesses.
That would be so funny.
That would be so funny if it was. Well, these curry eggs, Craig.
Yeah.
Albinos, yeah.
And have these...
Them albinos are pumping some babies out.
Have these two women debated some points with them. They went away and come back a couple of weeks later. 2 women and a guy. And then they came back, debated them again, came back a couple of weeks later with the 2 women and a really old guy, one of the elders.
Hello,
so I debated some other points with him. And he says, the problem I've got, he says, is we're going to go here, you're going to go there, or I'm going to go here, you're going to go there. He said, and we're never going to get anywhere, so we won't trouble you anymore. But he couldn't answer my questions. And I 6 months maybe since I'd started reading the Bible. But they, so I was marked down.
I'll be back. Guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm just going to go drop the kids off in the toilet.
This is how I knew about spiritually sick.
Like a raceway in this one. Did the sound go?
Yeah, I agree with that, Bill. The you talking about was Craig gone? There he is. Let's add him back.
Oh, yeah.
So you know the people that shake the money things in like shopping centres and stuff. I know a guy in Birmingham. I'm not going to mention his name, but he set up a registered charity collecting for other charities. And what this is true, what he'd do is he'd go around the universities and the colleges and they'd run like a charity campaign with all these like money shaker boxes. He had the keys to the boxes. So let's say, for argument's sake, he was doing one for sick animals and there was a charity for sick animals. When the people handed all their shaker boxes in, he'd open them all up, take out his expenses, and whatever was left over, he'd pay into the charity for that bank. There was no checks and balances, absolutely nothing. And that guy drove a Rolls Royce. I would never, ever put in one of those boxes. If I was ever going to donate to a charity, I'd do it on their own website online. I mean, now I would. There was no websites back then, but
After the fires here, Glenn, and they took all the people's fire monies and didn't distribute it right in Australia. That was the last time I'd donate to that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I won't put it. You know, these shaking. You know when they shake the box, like.
But you know what? People are still like having troubles, like getting places, and like they got the government and like the organisations got all this money donated, and like people are still homeless. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not right.
Yeah, they've got all the money sitting in banks, paying bills.
Yeah.
So
like people are living on people's couches. You know what I mean? It's not really fair.
Do you know there's a statistic in the UK? I'm not saying it's every charity, but you know, like I'm trying to think of you know like Oxfam and places like that, and they reckon for every pound that's raised, only 2 pence gets to the
donated
the charity itself, because the rest of it goes in admin to raise the next pound. I used to give £10 a month direct debit to an organisation called Save the Children.
Yeah,
it's
I know
a
that.
global organisation. You probably know about it.
It's on even on Australia TV, Glenn.
Somebody said to me, have you ever looked at the CEO's salaries of these charities? And at the time, I'm going back years, at the time, I know you have to pay to get the right people, but it's a charity. And the CEO of Save the Children was on £167,000 a year, plus bonuses.
Do you know what it is before it's a charity, Glenn? You know, it's
business.
First thing that before it's a charity, it's a fucking business, bro. Just
It's
like
a
your
business,
girl.
of course it is.
Right? I don't care what anyone
people.
says. I'll argue it black and blue. It's a business. It makes money. It makes money to pay salaries, and then other people get help if it's left over.
There's someone at the top. There's someone at the top in a suit and tie who's now on holiday in Barbados from his £1 million business.
Oh, for sure. No doubt about it. You know what I mean? No doubt about that. You know what I mean?
And it's a shame because I do believe in charity.
Charity begins at home.
Do you know how we got a new driver for work, and we got that girl that's driving me to work?
Yeah.
Right. She goes op shopping every day. Right. We went on the way home from work the other day. We went op shopping. They had a marble set of bookends in the charity shop for fucking $200. Made out of marble. $200 fucking dollars. You know what I mean? You can buy them new cheaper than that. You know what I mean? Like
in a charity shop, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Like it's supposed to be like for people that can't afford. You know what I mean? Like who can afford a $200 set of bookends from a second-hand fucking store? You know what I mean?
You don't be shopping because they're trying to target the people what have got the money.
Yeah, and it's a business. You know what I mean? It comes down to the end of the day, that's a business. They're trying to make fucking excess money. You know what I mean? Like I like what they do because I've used charities a lot in my life, being a drug addict. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you get minimal help from them. We all know that. You know what I mean? You might get a box of fucking wheat bix, a can of tuna, a tomato sauce, a pasta. There's no meat to go in with the pasta or sauce. You know what I mean? You get what.
Man always used to give me. Craig used to give me a tin of new potatoes and a packet of pasta mix. Do you know, dry?
Like shit that you can't even put together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sardines and custard.
Yeah,
and like,
Lee's that's another one that I agree with. Lee's just said that he's waiting for the BBC TV licence going to turn up.
Lee's had problems with them before, Glenn. You know what I mean? They come to Lee's on a regular.
After buy TV licence to watch TV for the government's mouthpiece.
No.
It's not independent. It's the government's mouthpiece.
We was paying Jimmy Savile to fiddle with kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Terrible. Wow. Yeah. Wrong cunt.
I've got to say with freshwater ecology, I've got to say the British Legion charity has done wonders for my dad and my mum because he's ex-army. They had some representative come around. They filled all the paper. They should have been getting some sort of payment, being over 65 from the UK government. They should have been both getting this payment, and then this British Legion started all out, and now they've just got backdated about £10,000.
The charities do have their places, but you know what I mean? Like, it does help.
Still,
you know what I mean? Whether it's a business or not, it does help.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
I
person's
probably
got to
would
be
have
on a
survived
wage.
without charity in the past. You know what I mean?
It's the big ones. It's like, I don't do RSPCA. I'm sorry if anyone in England don't like me for that. But I think the RSPCA is a load of tosh and just a money-making scheme.
It is
Who was
too,
the,
Rob.
I'm trying to
nab
catch
your
up.
dog and charge you $500. You know what I mean?
That's fucking fucked up, man.
Who was the charity in the Haiti earthquake where the people in the charity were like paying Haitians for sex? And
Oh,
was that Oxfam?
Oxfam, yeah.
And the people that the volunteers, the NGOs that they got there were all registered pedos and all sorts.
Yep. The world's fucking full of them.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Some of the top brass kiddie fiddlers, they just don't know it yet.
Red Cross and Oxfam, but mostly Red Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of them. I remember it. There was a really bad earthquake in Haiti, and I mean it was bad. You know, there was cholera, dysentery, all sorts potentially going on there, and it come to light that the NGOs that they got out there were all sort of registered sex pests. Yeah.
Gross.
So charities for you, but I do buy a poppy from time to time. The British Legion are. I know they try and house vets and stuff. They got
my mum and dad into their. My mum and dad are in what's called over 55 sheltered accommodation, where you can still have independent living, but you live in a building with other people. But there's like there's a kitchen downstairs area. There's a place you can go play pool. There's a library. You can play darts.
So you know all this that sort of it's obviously on topic at the moment, but people kicking off saying there's veterans sleeping rough when you're putting up migrants in hotels. Apparently, the British Legion will always try and house people as long as they're not swats. So sort of the perception is that the people, the vets, you know, the ex-service that are sleeping on the street are on the street because they want to sleep on the street, because they won't go into maybe a dormitory accommodation until they can find them some accommodation or something like that.
Some of them places in Australia are bad. You get bashed and everything in them fucking dormitory places in Australia. Like down in Sydney, the fucking hostels fucking very dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
Too many Jaffa Harrisons down there.
Yeah, people would rather sleep underneath a bridge than sleep there and wake up with someone's fucking beating your head in, you know what I mean? Like
with a Johnny hanging out your ass.
Yeah, it's fucking rough in them places, you know what I mean? You got like 100 or 200 people that are all fucking on edge, you know what I mean? It can be very crazy place, you know what I mean? I chose the car instead.
I know exactly. I used to lock my door, and then part of the regulations, you wasn't allowed to fit a second
fighting. Hey Rob, stealing, fighting.
Mate, I went shopping one day, right? I bought all my food, put it in this like shared kitchen, went to go cook some chicken and chips and salad. All my food was gone. They took all my food. They took it, Glenn. It was all fresh produce. What my mum bought me to take in the hostel back with me and cook myself a nice meal. Anyways, I left it all there, thinking, yeah, these are fine. This new housemate come in. After about 2 days, I went to get all my food. He took it all to sell.
No way. So you've had haven't you, Ron?
You can get a quick tenner back for a chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're ruthless places. People don't realise how bad they are. They say, go and stay at a hostel or whatever. You know what I mean? Have they stayed at a fucking hostel before? You know what I mean?
I've not experienced life until I stayed at an hostel, and I can tell you some stories. You've probably done it yourself, Greg. What could make your toes curl, and you're like, wow, man. Yeah.
I imagine you'd need eyes up your arse.
You need eyes in the back of your head while you're fucking asleep. That's what you need.
If you're lucky, Glenn, you can get a room what you can lock from the inside, one of them master locks.
Some of them are big dorms where you just sleep in a big room. You know what I mean? With heaps of beds.
Yeah.
No, shut
They're
the
the ones that
door.
you roll over, and big Dave sat there looking at you with his beard, thinking, "You're my bitch."
That's why Rob's voice is so high. Rob was a bitch.
That's why I sound like this. I was your bitch.
Fucking funny, God.
Yeah, Rob can swallow a Frankfurter whole.
Before I went in the hostel, I had trouble going to the toilet, and now I shit logs.
Oh dear. Mad, absolute mad.
It's been a typical night in the life of Joff. It's 20 to 1 at night here. Yeah. All of a sudden, like 20 minutes ago, my doorbell rang. It's an old customer of mine from my tattoo shop. Yeah, that I haven't seen nor heard for easily more than 6 to 7 to 8 years. Yeah. And now she was standing here, drunk out of her mind with her new boyfriend to ask if my girlfriend wants to drive them home.
No,
people only know me when they need me, and I'm getting sick and tired of it.
Yeah, Mike, I've been there.
And guess what I did like the dumbass that I am? I said yes. So Kim is driving the drunk girl and her boyfriend home.
See me, I'd have given him a two-word response, and the second part of it would have said off.
Well, yeah, but that's not very Christian of you, Glenn. I'm trying to be a good Christian here for once.
Yeah, it's because you're a good person, and number two, it gets fucking rid of them. You know what I mean?
Honestly, my thing was like, I was trying to tell her the entire time, but she wasn't listening because she's drunk, and I was like, I'm, and I wanted to say I'm streaming. I wanted to tell her like I'm kind of at work, helping. You see what I mean? But she wasn't listening. So I basically said, "Yeah, Kim will drive you home. Bye." Close the door.
I bet Kim loves you.
She really does. That woman really loves me to death. Really, it is. I should carry her on my 2 hands and build a statue for her. That is true. Today she went to pick up my stones for me while I was resting out to do the live. See what kind of. She's also the type of woman that lets me have any kind of fish or the amount of tanks that I want. She will just tell me like, where are you gonna put it? Like, have the space for it. Like, you know. But that's all that she does.
Amen to our better halves, Mike.
Yeah.
But from the other side, my house is mine. You see, it's only on my name, so this is my kingdom.
My house is in my name as well.
Exactly.
The only time Belinda says no to me is if I'm going to get in trouble doing something stupid. You know what I mean? It's the only time Belinda says no to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But mine's not as forgiving as Kim, I'm telling you.
Do your wives also tell you off when you're like making fun of a friend, like stop picking at him?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kim always tells me, stop making fun of Jeff. He doesn't deserve it. Yeah, it's Jeff. He likes it. He likes it.
I thought you meant my wife's friends. She doesn't have any.
Oh yeah. That's like really short and dry British humor.
I'm being serious.
It is, but my ex-wife also didn't have any friends. She was really grumpy and like my mom kind of ish, you know. And then my mother is also somebody that she cannot keep friendships. Like it only takes her 2 weeks, and she's gonna nitpick every little point of that person that is not fine in her book, you know. But nobody's perfect. Like appreciate the people for who they are, you know, instead of you know.
She does.
My name's Eve.
She does have sort of people she speaks to at work, and she goes to bingo. And there's people she speaks to there, but not that I'd class as like friends.
Exactly, or biddies.
That you'd speak to all the time.
Hashtag Biddy Rob.
Biddy rib.
Biddy Rib.
Biddy rib. Biddy rib. Biddy rib.
Biddy Rib, Biddy Rib, Biddy Rib,
By the way, Rib, that lighting and that view on your tank is really awesome. It really looks like a little piece of the Amazon that you're filming.
That was the plan.
That's how I that look is the one that I like the best on your tank. It looks the most natural. Also, if you would see in nature, there's actually not much light reaching down.
There's only this light's for the plants at the back only, really. This one's for
exactly.
The plants
Yeah. Your plants will need it. Yeah.
Lee, that's funny. Have you read that, Rob?
Yeah, it is.
So
How to make new friends with Lee.
I'll read. Sorry, guys. My
And then imagine Lee's wife getting him out of prison the day that he comes out, and he comes out like in a dress, like, "This is my new husband. This is John. He's coming home with us."
How do I get that back on? Away from the water. There we go.
Yeah, that's true what you say, Kaz. Most of your so-called friends do you over. Yeah. Yep. Or they will only know you when they need you. They will only know you when they need you. Like they need something, bam, they're there. But if you ask them, like, hey, if you don't know what to do, or you're in the hood, let me give me a ring, jump in, come and say hi, and you will never hear about them.
I'm gonna go back over here because my on the other tank I've got the cable plugged in, and it keeps putting my my what's it called gimbal.
You do that. What's it thingy?
We do that. What's it gimbal thingy? It keeps knocking it out of alignment. So we'll have to just look at a little baby pleco instead.
No problem.
And even with this plugged in, I'm still on. I'm on 22%. So I think I'm going to try and take it to the 3-hour mark, and then no doubt Rob will pick up and he'll probably set up another StreamYard, and you three will stream till the early hours. But
I'll be streamed out after this. I'm gonna I'll probably watch somebody else's stream.
How about you, Craig? Are you planning to jump on?
I don't know. I only come up because you're on.
oh, I'll tell you what, I haven't done too bad. I've been sat down for most of the 2 hours 47 minutes, which is good going for me.
It is.
It's quite good.
We're not used to that.
Apart from the couple of times that I've had to get up and go and do things that I forgot, like get a battery or for my vape and stuff. I haven't had a piece yet. I will. I need one.
Oh, well, since now that I think about it, I got my soil, I got my stones and sand, and I got my plants. So if you guys, if you want, I'll stream and how I set up the tank. I need some ideas. So if you guys want to do it with me,
I might do a replay crew on it, but yeah, it sounds good.
yeah, sure, no problem. Since you guys know that I'm not very good yet with StreamYard, I'm just simply gonna do it like a YouTube vertical stream, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, and I think in a vertical, or is it only in a horizontal one that somebody can jump in?
It's only in
It's
the
only-
vertical.
Yeah.
It's the same.
On
Not in the horizontal.
on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
When you set the stream up, you have to toggle the go live together, but it's only vertical.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's on the side there. Add another person, right? Or on the thing. Yeah.
It's
I'll keep an eye out.
go live together. It is, yeah.
But do you need to select that person in advance who it's gonna be, or can you randomly
the
add
invite
somebody
now.
when you're streaming?
Yeah. So
Send them.
if you do the go live together bit, when you sort of get to the end of it, it says copy link, and you can send the link to whoever you want, but you can only have one person in, which is why we
Okay,
often use StreamYard.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
I think you can have up to 10 people in StreamYard.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Greg.
I know. Yeah. That I know. I know the difference. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out StreamYard now that the kids are at their moms and stuff. So I'm gonna have to spend some time like checking out StreamYard. You know, just figuring out how it works exactly. You know.
I still need to do that as well. I'm not joking. I still need to do that. But you can you can add banners and stuff. So if you look at the screen, there we go.
Yeah, I know. Somebody that we know that is really good with those banners and stuff. Have you guys seen RC Doucet pop up sometimes? The guy from California.
Yeah.
He's really good with those things. He used to make videos professionally and stuff. So I think that if you need any help or questions, I think that he's your guy that you will need, especially those banners, because he puts a lot of them in his lives. Like he likes to play with it. So I think that he's your guy if you need help with that.
And if you need websites or anything, TN's always good at that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I was gonna say Craig
Yeah,
Tim's website.
Mate, he done my website, you know what I mean? And like, he could really use with the extra help, you know what I mean? Like, for his channel, if anyone ever needs something done, you know what I mean? Like, he does a really good job. He does.
And he's a really nice fella too. If you talk to him, like he's really nice. He's got that very wide kind of voice, you know. That, real African American, you know. That's cool. That's cool. I love that.
Look at that.
I like his little puppet because no one can get mad at a puppet, right?
Yeah.
I wish I had a puppet.
Lee said StreamYard is a doddle, Joff. It says you'll be fine. You're almost as smart as me, so you will be fine. So
perfectly perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Lee.
Lee gets 5 stars for a few minutes.
And if you want, you can. If you've got a laptop, you can put StreamYard onto your laptop, Geoff. Stream off your laptop and put your phone on, so you could have one camera on you and one camera on your tank.
Exactly.
Really
that's a good.
To do.
That's how people do that. I was always wondering. Like,
yeah. Just go into the account and block devices.
You invite yourself in, yeah.
Yeah, invite yourself in.
Like that. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to play with that. But my laptop is standing right here, so I could follow the chat. So yeah, I could do it. I just need to figure out that. Like,
right, Glenn, I'm gonna get off. Guy, Mike, Geoff, whatever you want to be called, Craig. I will catch you on stream of some other chat.
Okay. See you later, BD.
I'll finish in a second. Geoff, I've got a video coming out on Sunday, and I've actually filmed it with 2 cameras. It's the first one I've ever done. It's an interview with somebody, and what I've done is I've done picture in picture. The way I did it was I actually put picture in picture and then cut the video, so the picture in picture just fills the picture. So I'm flipping between the cameras. So I'll ask a question, then I'll do a side view and stuff like that. It's the first time I've done it. So you'll have to give me some feedback on that after that video.
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, you really did it like they do on TV, basically, like with the flicking between one viewer and the other.
Yeah, it's the first time I've tried to do it, but Kaz knows the person I was interviewing. So Kazu's in chat. I mean, she watches my videos anyway. But
yeah, I've seen her a lot. She's nice.
It's a special one for somebody who has a YouTube channel, but you rarely. I don't think you ever see the face. And I've actually I've actually got to do an interview with him in my house on camera, like, and you never see him, and he's as mad as a box of frogs.
But those are usually the genius ones, you know, like genius, being genius and being insane is like a very thin border, but you know,
yeah.
So yeah, he came down, cooked him some food. I'd got the food prepped anyway, so we had some food, and then did a bit of an interview in here, and the video's brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's totally different to what I'd normally do, and it's just a bit of a chat. It's almost like me and him having the crack, having a bit of banter between us, shot from two different angles. It's good. I really enjoyed making the video and filming it, to be honest.
I personally really enjoyed the interview style stuff. Like if I also see a live where there's multiple people, I really like those because you get multiple facets of looking at one team or one topic.
I'm hoping tomorrow, if they're ready, to go to visit a terrarium shop. So I've been and spoke to the guys, and I'm hoping to. It's very small, but I think they'll have it all fully fitted out tomorrow. And I've asked them to prepare some questions they'd like me to ask.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, I can get another interview video done.
So they're really willing to work with you. That's nice to hear. You know. Yeah.
Bizarrely, when we started chatting, they grew up where I grew up, and they know 90% of the people that I know.
Well, yeah, you see, but that you have that also in the UK, and it's the same here in Belgium. If you live in such a tiny little country as ours, you're really quickly gonna meet the same and see the same people always.
Yeah.
As you can also see it on the chats with us, you know, you always see the same people popping back. Like it's a small world, you know. Even Fish World, and even let's say in the US, we always see our same friends from there. Edie Rib is in the chat.
Right, I'm about done. If you guys are,
okay, man. Yeah. Thank you very much for having me, Glenn. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. And I know the conversation got a bit deep at times, but life is life.
Exactly. That's how it goes. Yeah.
I'm going to have a cup of tea. If one of you guys goes live by the time.
I will set up my crap so I can film the keeping of the little tank.
I may be in chat. If not, I'll catch it on the replay.
No problem, buddy. And otherwise, I'll see you as soon as possible.
Thanks, everybody. Have a brilliant weekend. Lee's got
thanks a lot.
If you're traveling at the speed of light and you turn your headlights on, do they work? Yeah, because they'll be the speed of light plus the speed of light. So there's your answer. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.